been complaining
Well, hold
about
on,
not
okay.
finding the content.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so this isn't a trend in terms of how the opinion fluctuates. It's just a trend in terms of this point is coming up quite often, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, which is odd. It's the strangest thing is the corruptor by far. Obviously, I think, right?
Yeah.
Because
Well, I
that
think
people finding that so
it's
rare. But then again, there was a bug that they fixed, which was something to do with it despawning if it got too far away from you or something. Which I feel like that might have actually been causing that. Maybe it was
maybe,
despawning without
but I
people
think
actually
it's the
seeing it
same
at all.
thing.
But it was still in the mission.
Like it's like machine events. You remember how people like machine events aren't a thing? I've done like 20 games and not got a single one of them, and then other people do like 5 and it's in every single one, right? The actual seasonal content is playing like that, and that's slightly concerning because it's just as mentioned, the content that they added this time around is not content you can opt into. Um, and due to the way that luck and RNG works in this game, and especially since apparently you can't actually get the corruptor in life or phage missions. Um, so if you want to
Yeah,
actively
I mean that was just a
engage
big missed
in,
opportunity in my opinion. Like, I mean,
if you,
but they could have really done something. I mean, they could have done something. But the thing is, I have a bit of a problem where I can't figure out if they just didn't have the time for something, or if they just didn't think of something. Because oftentimes, they don't think of certain things. It's not just because they didn't have the time. Like, did they perhaps even consider making a scenario where you can like see or have a contagion spike turn into a corruptor in like real time? Did they even consider doing that? I feel like they might not have done. And maybe if they had, they might have had the time to do it. I don't know. But then it's like they also probably didn't have the time to do it either. So that's just a conundrum. But that would have done a lot. I was almost expecting that anyway. To be honest. Be honest.
yeah. So it's just woof, a pretty hard a woof. In the there are people that, despite their best efforts, can't engage in the new content, which it hasn't ever not been the case, because obviously every season has had events, right? And those events have never been guaranteed. If a bit common, it's still never guaranteed. But there has been something that you've been able to guarantee to do. Like, either be that you jump into the warnings or the game mode, or you use the new guns or a new grenade, right? You have always been able to choose, this is the new content I'm going to use / play. Ta-da. And the best we've got now is the weapon changes. That's it. That's the only thing where you... well, that's not inherently true. Randomizer as well. The randomizer...
Or you could play a
weapon
Lithophage
changes.
outbreak, and you should almost definitely
Yeah,
see
bump
some.
into
But that's
new
also
enemies
not.
as well.
It's not. It's not
But I
crazy.
think-
It's not. It's not.
No. Because also if you're jumping into a life of age mission, you're also then guaranteeing that you won't get the corruptor, the big main event, right?
Yeah.
So you're making a trade-off there, which it's a bit weird that you're making a trade-off for. You can experience some of the seasonal content, but not others right now.
And yeah, an
Which
earlier
already was the
complaint.
case last season.
Well, in terms of community opinions fluctuating, there was an earlier sort of common take of people being. I wouldn't say generalized. This is not what most people felt. I feel like this is closer to not a majority, but this current thing about not being able to experience stuff is probably a bit closer to maybe half than the other thing. The other thing being people thinking or people saying that they can basically experience all the content in one mission, which is weird that both of those takes exist. Season 4,
Yeah.
Obviously, I feel like those ones aren't really present anymore, but it wouldn't have changed anyway.
Well, I think statistically you can actually get every single thing, right? Like the main headliner stuff.
But you also theoretically might not get anything. And I think maybe that is the thing about that is So we can probably just autopilot this. The thing about that is
Suit up. Let's roll.
that does make it. It's not the only way to make this happen, but it does. It is one of the things that makes it feel a bit more like a not a season, like a normal update. It's not the only way to do that, but it is one of the things, because one of the seasonal trends is having content that you can always opt in to play. I think back to, it was update 31, I think, which was just post-launch. It was the first update post-launch that added the core lock and secondary objective. The secondary objectives you can kind of opt in to play, but not as much as the main missions, and also the core lock is like sort of this major thing. So I think having content that you can't guarantee to play is more evocative of things they used to add as well, like adding something like, like the Corruptor, even though it's a seasonal event, it's almost more like a core lock in terms of implementation. It seems like most of the content is.
Yeah,
just when they throw a bunch of random enemies in, like a Horrors of Hoxie's update, or specifically update 33 when they add like a couple Mactera variants that you might not see in every mission, especially the Brundles.
Yeah, and I think it's definitely worth publicly stating, but just stating, just to everyone listening to this right now, this is not a bad thing, inherently.
Not inherently,
right?
No.
It's just a price they have to pay when they only add content that is like that.
Hey,
right?
Reagan or Spencer.
Because I'll say it again. It was wild that they went for both at the same time. Like they were like, okay, well, we're not adding like.
Oh right, you mean both? You mean both were absent in the same?
Yeah, like they could have had either some, I don't know, another set of grenades. Let's say, for example, because that's like the minimalist equipment. I don't want that. It's just like minimal equipment. I guess maybe a new round of overclocks. That's probably a more realistic one. It could have been minimal equipment with no actual game mode thing like we got currently. Like the Corruptor is the main thing still, or we got an actual biome or game mode or warning or anything like that with no equipment. And either way, you would have then had something where you can actively pick the content. But they were like, fuck it, neither. It's just kind of weird.
Yeah. And
in all fairness,
I feel like it would do them a lot of good. I think they could, just from a workflow and developmental perspective. I know the equipment is usually not very seasonal focused, but if they can actually, pull themselves together and realise that it can be the main seasonal content, then they can switch between the two. And then in that scenario, you wouldn't have a season that feels lacking. I think if you shouldn't go from both to none. You should go one then the other.
Yeah. So it's the season that adds let's go for example.
Hold on, sorry. I mean, it doesn't even have to be seasonally focused, though, does it? As in the gameplay content can be that's like the season 1, and then the season 2 can bring the equipment and maybe some extra stuff for the new theme, but not I think that can work almost. Maybe.
Yeah, well, I think an example could be because we were throwing together an ideal season, being next season realistically they should add the biome and the perk rework. That is by far and beyond the most requested two things that they
maybe it should just be the biome. I don't know, but then
obviously the perk rework, and then the other part they kind of obviously they lightly add to, they wouldn't ignore, because once again they've not ignored gameplay elements. The Corruptor and all the enemies are the gameplay elements. It's just not a face-on giant actively choosable one. And with the equipment, the rocket boots and the randomizer, they're indirectly equipment. It's not that we didn't get any, it's just that we didn't get any in a normal form.
It is indirect, because because I don't know. I think Ghost Ship do consider the rocket boots the equipment, although that doesn't mean that they see it as at the same level. And I feel like they definitely don't to a certain extent, because you almost can't. I didn't think about the fact that it's obviously not something that you can just you can choose to use. Basically, it's a very different type of equipment, and it is kind of interesting in that sense. In that it's actually the only example of equipment that you can just acquire randomly in a mission that helps you in every scenario. Because obviously there are other things like the litho pools. But they're only for a specific thing. And then you could even be oh, what about the nanite bomb dispenser? You can use it, but it closes after the event. So it is an interesting new way of implementing equipment, but it's also the way that it's different is a bad thing for some people. Maybe not for the Rocket Beat specifically, it's just the fact that the equipment this season is something that you can't just, choose to use.
Yeah. You're not going into a mission like, I'm going to use the new equipment tool, or it isn't like bolstering your dwarf as a whole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, and then round device, obviously, you kind of expect either a neutral to positive change when you decide to use a different piece of equipment. And round device is not inherently, it can, go in the opposite direction. In fact, I would assume it has a higher chance to be a disadvantage, I assume.
Oh, we got a rock puck sign. Repeat,
Whoa!
rock puck sign.
I'm going to be more interested to hear that tomorrow.
Yeah, well, for
Tomorrow.
a second there, I forgot we were in a rock box swarm. I'm like, hold on, shit, what?
So, anyway, what the fuck?
And the pieces are headed your way.
Right, I guess that can happen.
Zones.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's going to stay as the only one that can happen during a lift phase outbreak. It's kind of weird. That's not a rock box.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is
Victorian.
kind of
Oh,
lucky that we got this.
Oh no. I guess so. We can scratch that off the list. Yeah.
Which I guess we're talking about season 4. Let's double with the season 3.
Well,
sort of
this
here
is going to
for-
do a lot. This one mission would do a lot. I don't know what grenade we're using.
Oh right, yeah, I forgot. I probably used
It doesn't matter. Not really, but still.
I know.
I mean, I'm just thinking because of how actually. And this is
Well, because I think
well, we
that's
went
the
into
thing,
a phage outbreak. We got small meteors. I'm using a lead burster. We're going to see all. Look, I can see a Victorian over there. So now we've seen all of the Rockbox enemies in season 3. Actually, I haven't seen Victorian yet, actually, but we will. And you could have a full team using all 4 grenades as well. The only thing you can't get is a meteorite. Yeah, in terms of headline content, yes. I'm not forgetting anything.
yeah.
But
And I
obviously,
think
you could
it's
just also,
worth it.
if you really want to be a bastard, we could load into, we could have done possibly done a point expansion one, which would have guaranteed seeing some new cave shape. I don't really know what I'm getting at here, but I think I'm not biased. I'm not biased, but I'm just pointing out how you can so much, easier, but also how quickly you can experience all of season 3's content.
Yeah,
So
but I
you can
think
force it,
there's
but
an
that means
important thing we need to clarify in that while season 3 added the new grenades and added the new cave shapes, I wouldn't say that season 3 is those things. I mean, grenades were more so.
Yeah.
But the grenades are going to persist, right, in their own sphere.
Yeah, I mean, they
There'll
weren't
come a point
crazy,
in
but they
time-
still had a lasting effect. I haven't forgotten about them, but they're just not huge.
They're just part of the game now. Which,
Yeah.
I mean, you could still obviously say for the rock box, but I think the grenades over time, people will kind of not really recognize them as season 3's content. They will just become the grenades that are part of the game, right? Meanwhile, the rock box is obviously not season 3 because it tied over, but rock box is always going to be season 3 and 4's theme. That's going to always be tied to its identity, which I don't know what's to say from that, but
Not crazy.
I don't know. Also, I got affected quite a lot there. That's pretty rough.
Yeah.
Honestly,
That's the
I've seen
thing that
people
will
bring it up
happen.
and advocating for it, but I really hope Ghost Ship gets rid of rupturing, that whole thing. Cause fuck
What,
me.
dude?
It's the shitty ass half-assed patch of making the drills strong against them, where it's just that if you're nearby, you get 70% fucking infected in an instant. People are saying that's absolutely bullshit and lazy and get rid of it.
They should have added in either
Actually, I
of
just said
them.
it's bullshit. I added lazy.
Maybe they should put it. Maybe it should be not as Maybe it shouldn't be everywhere, but especially now we got the Corruptor, which can support in normal missions. Obviously, which means you can get cleaning tools in normal missions, and also you can get rock box films in normal missions. Basically, I'm saying I feel like maybe it should include, there should be some kind of other piece of equipment that's like a hazmat suit, or possibly a hazmat shield. So it's something that maybe wears off, but protects you from being infected while you have it. That could even be a perk as well. Or it's just some like module that you pick up from the cleaning equipment pod. See, it's not like a permanent upgrade, but it's like it'll keep you.
What
sort
the
of being
fuck am I at?
for a while. I don't know, engineer.
Oh my god, I'm empty.
What?
This is my ammo bill.
The fuck have you been doing? This idiot.
Clearing the area.
By which I mean me.
Oh,
Which... Shut up. Press is a pretty good counter to that. But nothing kills a Rock Destinator quite well with that burster.
To clear out the thingies.
The shockers. That's it. Yeah. Basically.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I think.
I think. Therefore, I am.
With this, what I kind of saw was happening seems to be happening in that people are kind of already like, what now? Or like it's like, oh, it's not really the same thing. But
Well,
like,
yeah, well, you
this
hog.
season is really not going to have felt like it is a season and that is occurred. But they're just going to kind of move on. I'll say, really like it. Yeah, it's like it's just I don't know, occurred. Like we have new enemies now. It doesn't really feel like there's inherently a new season.
I don't know.
That's
I mean,
what
as
I'm
long as
saying.
I've got something to, do that I haven't done, which is, that'll be going through the entire performance path, I will be pretty much satisfied. Because that's all still there. No one's finished that yet, so I hope no one's finished that yet.
Cleansing equipment delivered.
Not even possible.
Keep contact with the infection to a minimum.
Even the Glyphids don't deserve it.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's really going to be it. The season pass is going to be like the only thing where you can see that there's a new season. Because, I mean, yeah, I still of the opinion that all the Rockbox stuff. Well, not all the Rockbox stuff. But really, the enemy diversity should have been there on release of the
Applying lithotherm on the rock box boiler.
Yeah.
Like, the Rockbox was underwhelming
I get
as of
infected
what we're
pouring through
currently
me in
playing.
the abyss bar.
I think everyone knows that.
It seems like two spikes in one.
There is another spike nearby.
Yeah, but it's over the
not-
hill and far away.
Yeah, it's just a really fucking thick one.
I don't know, Max. I feel like Season 4 has more of a clear before/after for the game as a whole than Season 2 does. Well, we'll see. Although, there's a chance that that's true, I suppose.
Long quite.
Shut up.
Bam!
Careful.
Watch where you're shooting, moron.
No, you're saying like he's gonna. Basically, what he's saying, I guess, is that Season 4 is gonna feel like it's changed the game more than Season 2 did, which
Supply drop has been ordered and is on
probably
Yay and nay.
not true.
In game, what? Obviously added a lot more enemies this season, but you can't. I think you really can't dismiss secondaries and how much that added to the game. Like,
Yeah, look at this.
I'm sorry, but the
Hellfire.
secondaries trounce everything this season has added,
Unfortunately,
and
weapons
that will
just
always be
do.
the case.
It's really
Yeah,
weird. I feel like I can't really think of a game that has this big of a disparity between what different types of content represent in terms of their value to the game. I don't know if there's any game that has such a big difference between, like, just take Deep Book for example. What other game has, like, where weapons are this much more valuable than literally everything else? Like, what is that? I think that's just a real anomaly.
Yeah, it is kind of weird because I can push it. Because I mean, I don't know many examples of games like that, but I know. I mean, Apex Legends, it adds new legends and like new guns, and I know that everyone treats new legends infinitely more valuably than like new guns, which I'm not surprised and don't blame them for. And I think they know it as well because they barely had any new guns. They only add it when they can't get a character out. But yeah, I don't know. It's just inevitable. Like, they're not going to be able to release guns at all, like ever. Especially since they don't really want to right now either. Like,
yeah, it does.
They just made them in their mind, right?
This is something that's kind of worried me though a little bit. Like, I don't necessarily think they're getting burnt out, but at the same time, I feel like they're probably burnt out from making weapons or things like that. Because, but the problem I have with that is I think weapons are, and I think this is really is like a fact. I think they are the most valuable content this game can get added to it by a massive margin. And I think equipment in general is by far the most valuable thing for them to add. But it's like so many reasons. Not only because it's just fantastic, but it also it almost I think there's a limit to this, but it almost can't be bloated. And I've sort of explained this just in the sense that there can probably end up being too much choice, but at the same time, you're only ever going to have 2 weapons on you. You're only going to have 1 overclock on any of your weapons as well. You know, just having more choice is almost just a good thing, but the actual, you can't actually get bloated because you can't experience all of it at the same time. Whereas missions are arguably getting quite bloated, you know?
Because I'd want, because I was looking at the thing, I need more loadouts preferably because of
I think I do as
the
well.
way that I do it. And I realised, how far is reasonable. And as of right now, I think 6, it looks fine. Like, any more and it's going to start looking goofy, but I still don't think it's right for the amount of builds are in this game, right? It's just, I don't know. And so I'm thinking, do you think there's going to come a point in time where that entire fucking top bit above your guns is just going to be loadouts?
You just have to make more yourself, I think.
Yeah,
add new loadout, maybe even having something you have to pay for, not money, not real money, but I don't know. If you earn more loadout slots, I wouldn't mind at all.
Because obviously, if people don't want that visual clutter, they can just not do it.
Yeah.
Which, I wouldn't blame them for, but I would buy them all instantly. Because there's only more and more cosmetics. If they add new guns or new overclocks, that's immediately
exactly, Max. Look at how high people got over just these what are just changes to pre-existing overclocks. Because that stuff is just inherently cool. A big reason for that is not just because it is always usually good, but also because it's very easy to not impede on your experience as well. That's what I mean by not getting bloated. The equipment can never really make the game worse for you. Pretty much every other type of content can, though. Eventually.
Yeah, because people that don't like being Rockbox right now, they're fucking molding, and they're not having fun. But no one's molding about double barrel being buffed if they don't use it. Right?
At the same time, I actually don't think they want to go in the direction of just adding weapons and overclocks every season. I don't think that's a good idea. I don't know how to see it really. I do think it does annoy me, right? Because obviously it's not everyone doing this stuff at the same time, but they do say that the more frameworks that are added does increase the amount of work that goes into making weapons because they have to do that, which is it's fair in the sense that I guess it will actually slow things down because it just means the art department has to spend a lot more time on it. I know they're not all working on making. I know they're not all making. I know the entire studio isn't making frameworks at the same time, but I can still see why it would slow things down. And I just think, well, that's true. I guess it's true that the more frameworks there are, the harder it is to make new weapons. I don't really need that many more frameworks. I just think maybe you're shooting yourselves in the foot by doing that, especially because people aren't really appreciating it that much. How much of people really? Some people don't even like it. How many people are really appreciating getting a full set of frameworks just to bloat the cosmetic tree every season? How much people really like that?
The quality this season of Frameworks has clearly declined. Because I'm
Frameworks,
sorry, but
definitely.
I was looking at the anniversary set.
Get ready. They're heading your way.
Oh my god, we have such a fucking diverse fucking swarm waves. This
Was that swarm?
Also, another fucking polygon. That's just a grunt one.
Oh, grunts.
We had Rockpox,
Oh, good man.
Praetorian, and Outgrunt.
Run swarm
You were
incoming.
looking at
Fuel be
the
killed,
anniversary
please.
set, and
Yeah.
I'd be
I
A-okay if
was
they
looking
released new weapons without any frameworks.
what
How
They would-
curve your head. I already lost my train of thought. Monkey brought me back from the depths. Basically, I was looking at it. I'm like, holy shit, this is fucking immaculate, right? Like this is ornate. This is
Yeah.
beautiful. It changes so much, right? I mean, whether or not you want to use it, it's whatever. You can't argue that it's fucking amazing.
I like
And
the
that's a
tempo.
DLC, yeah, that you're paying for. And I'm sorry, but even the new and improved Biohazard shit isn't close to it in like detail or like care. Like, it's better. Obviously, they improved it, but it's just not that. And I guess, you know, that DLC is more expensive, but it does come with other things. So I assume the point is the framework would be like the same amount. But I don't know. I don't blame people that have the feeling, or at least that this is how the feeling I'm getting. I don't actually think it's true that they're kind of running out of ideas for frameworks, or they're running out of time and effort.
Yeah, no, I can see them running out of ideas for frameworks. That I can see that being very possible. Frameworks specifically, because you know we said they basically run out of like every boring idea. Something that we said, and I think that's true. I think there are a couple cool ones you could do. I want to see some kind of crystalline framework for sure. But I can't actually think of much else. Maybe like one made of bones. I don't know.
I thought of like Gothic or something.
Yeah, no,
You could just go
I don't
themed
think
ones that
ideas
don't
is the
inherently,
right,
you know, it's not inherently about the material or items used to make the framework. It's more just like a genre. It's just like, yeah, what does a Gothic framework look like?
Cool.
Yeah, maybe.
There's thinking about there's a minigun a character uses in Paladins, and it looks like a chapel or something as a minigun. I'm like, I want that.
Yeah, no,
minigun.
I do think there are like plenty of ideas, but I feel like they've ruled a lot of them off. Like their statement, which I think, you know, me and you, Harry, we both mauled over, that the person that does all that stuff doesn't like steampunk. like they wouldn't want to add a steampunk
Steampunk
cosmetic.
would be such a cool animated.
Yeah,
film.
everyone
like
knows
moving, like,
that
cogs and
steampunk looks
stuff.
amazing,
I'm not
and
even
it's so
like, I
easy
don't
to do.
usually like steampunk, but I know it would look good in Deep Rock.
Yeah, like, because it's so fucking obvious. It's steampunk. Put some fucking cogs on that shit. Add some pipes. Like,
Make it a
job
DLC
done.
So it's like higher quality and boom.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. If it was a DLC, then you know that. But like, I kind of mentioned that, you know, frameworks that we are getting now is damn near DLC worthy, until they really raised the DLC's quality during the anniversary one. And they raised the quality of both, I would say. Like, the in-game frameworks were mid as hell, with the DLC ones being the only
Yeah,
real
because
usable one.
let's be
And
fair,
now the in-game ones are
Megacorp
usable,
is
the
like
DLC ones are peak.
Megacorp
Except they're
is a
not
bit
that
behind.
this season.
But,
No, this season.
Yeah, Megacorp, I could see being a cosmetic tree one. You know?
Yeah. I mean, it's quite similar to, you know, Milspec. I mean, I like Milspec quite a lot. It's just me, though.
Yeah, Megacorp is useful.
But that's the thing. I saw someone say, and I don't think they inherently want like infected to be more boring, but they did point out that it's actually like much more niche than like most other frameworks, and it is not just by, well, a lot of that, most of that is just being forced colours, I think, but also it is just more of a niche idea than just Milspec, which is a more generic idea, but it's easier to make it work. Let's be honest.
I thought
Yeah.
of like tactical, but it would just be a mix of like Milspec, the scopes on Milspec, and
Starting the
the
countdown.
Picatinny on Megacorp around me.
My part is here. Everybody down.
Some of the ammo.
Looking around my room.
I don't know. It's just. I believe there are more ideas, and I believe obviously they got the skill, but this season they didn't show either of those. Idea-wise, they were bankrupt, and skill-wise, it was lacking. And I don't think it's a trend. I don't think it's all over. I don't think they're pulling out. I just think that they kind of missed this season with the two things they did, the DLC and the in-game framework. Like,
Yeah,
it's
I
just-
mean,
it is-
comparatively,
which
yeah.
I think, you know, but I do think there, you know, there is also a statistical like possibility that the people that do that they probably ran out of time, because I think they, you know, they had to do the other, you know, like the anniversary framework, so they had to make 3 frameworks this season. Technically 4, because they had to, you know, remake the normal DLC one.
It is minimum shield radius, yeah.
And they had to make, like, I think, you know, the Christmas set. Like, they really had a lot of shit to do this like, during season 3.
Mm-hmm.
And
Like a wooden framework.
I would
with,
not
like,
be surprised if
vines
they-
hanging off of it. That's something, maybe. The wood
Yeah.
textures with like bits of bark sort of flaking off, like the hollow bow texture. Almost odd. So you can paint it. It's forced colours are never a good thing. They're fine if we have I mean, this is I do have a big problem with this. Forced, not because forced colours always look bad, but they still shouldn't be like nothing should be exclusively forced colour. I think that is absolutely undeniable. I think that's.
Because
I mean, you can't argue against that. You can argue it might be a lot of work, but you can't argue against it being a good idea. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, and I think it's just like it's such an easy way of proving the point as well. Like I was looking at the cheese guy, you know, my driller. And I'm like, alright, this guy's clearly like one of my worst drillers. Just try and figure him out. And I had like.
You mean cheese guy's great?
You know what?
Cheese good.
Yeah, not really. But like, I was just like, okay, maybe let's try like masks, like have a cool helmet with a mask. Because the issue is, there's no facial hair really worked. Because if you need facial hair, then it gets rid of like the chin, so he has to have like light facial hair, and there's fuck all light facial hair, so it's like it just didn't really work. But like, you know, masks. I'll try the masks, and obviously the actual real life face mask didn't really do anything. Like that you know, it's a waste of a space essentially. And I think they had a second of intention of making that actual good-looking cosmetic.
Which one?
The one that's literally just a real life face mask.
Oh right, yeah, absolutely. Not
like that was just a thing that they did because, you know, they had the hand sanitizers everywhere, and, you know, because they needed a space to fill, that kind of thing. And it's like, you know, it is what it is, but it's not a valid cosmetic. I think they know that.
What's going on here?
Well, I clearly missed things a bit.
Yeah.
And so yeah, so I'm left with the normal one, which, you know, everyone uses because it's the actual one, and the Scorpion mask. It's called, right?
Yeah, Scorpion mask is cool, but
the
it would be
normal
so
one,
much cooler.
While being the colour, it didn't really work. But the Scorpion mask would have been fucking amazing.
Yeah, and they just don't. And,
awesome.
and they just left it as something that most people won't use because it's forced colours.
And
I think.
feel like
They fixed a fucking ski mask.
Cheese guy.
Predator.
Yeah,
Alright,
cheese
after
guy.
this,
You
I'll
show you
once
cheese
we do
guy.
this, I'll show him cheese guy. He's
Yeah.
changed a little bit because, as mentioned, I tried changing him, but he's still essentially the same.
Same helmet.
But no,
That's
yeah,
the important part.
Yeah.
It's important.
Well,
I think the
I
helmet and the
want-
skin are the most important part. Cheese guy.
Well, that and him being bright yellow.
Yeah, that's why I said this. Oh, and his skin. Yeah, the actual skin.
But he's But yeah, well, I'll just prove my point. I'll just like do it because it is just so obviously like this should not be the case. Like it's just blatantly you're looking at it, and it's like, well, they actively disregarded this being a good cosmetic just generally. Like not that you can't make it good, obviously, as Harry's would like to point out in his build, but it's still just actively turning down the role of being a good cosmetic often.
Blah.
So I think the hat was actually different, so I'm gonna put on the hat I was gonna use.
No, this is cheese guy.
Which I guess it doesn't really inherently be best with the cheese guy, but the cheese guy is really
Sleeveless cheese guy is
demonstrates
going to be a riot.
it. I am trying to
Another
figure out
hat-
which ones I'm gonna sleeveless.
Another hat that needs uniform is the bowler hat. I don't like the gray.
Ooh, well, yes, but only because of the principle. That's not one of the examples I would use. Oh, I see what you mean.
Well, it's because like I think
Like,
this
it looks
helmet
nice,
would
but
work
it
well
doesn't
with
go
that.
on some
It would.
person.
I mean, that works
Yeah,
well. That
but, like-
helmet works well with like any of the beard masks, basically. Pretty much. Like if the industrial face mask, isn't it? Is it? Or the one from season 1? amazing.
But yeah, it's not that great. Like it's like I don't know, like it's kind of a fantasy helmet with then like an actual real life industrial mask. Plus, there's a bit of clipping with the actual like exhaust vents. But with the Scorpion mask, it kind of actually looks like it's like a helm, or at least it could. Obviously, I probably wouldn't put this on the cheese guy. He's a little bit rough for it, but it really exemplifies the point that it turned down the ability to look good on this character just because it refused to change color. And I think while that does kind of work, it's still not perfect. Do you like that look, though?
That's almost better.
That's actually better. No, that actually is just better.
Damn it! I don't want to change this guy. He looked good already. And this is, you know.
You can change someone else.
No, because he's not crazy. I mean, I don't think he can do better than that. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to do that, am I? Because I've already got that. But
I don't know. I think they did change some of the. They did add a couple more color lock, didn't they?
Like the look of this one.
My sister's a scout loadout that looks like bowler hat guy from Meet the Robinsons. I don't actually know what that is. I've heard of Meet the Robinsons. I don't know
Meet
the guy. Anyway, well, yeah, the thing I said about the bowler hat though, monkey, is like the bowler hat is it is a fourth color thing. That's not one of the examples I would use, but still in principle, I would love a uniform
like the light
version.
issue that annoys me with some of them.
Like
some of the ones where it's actually like habitable, like they use reasonable colors. For some reason, they just fuck around. Like the bowler hat, it could just be black. It could just be like a good, nice black, but they for some reason made it like super fucking like saturated. Like it's super grey for some reason, like whited out. And it's the same with the fucking hat.
Megacorp and just have like the mobster look, but no, it's grey.
Yeah, it's like it's just inexplicably like been washed too many times for no fucking reason, or it's made out of felt or something. It just really fucking pisses me off. And then the witch hat does that as well. So I think could be alright, but it almost turns purple in how grey its black is.
Yeah, even that should have a uniform version. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't call the holiday cosmetics as much of a priority, but still, I think everyone deserves a chance at looking good.
Yeah, but they clearly don't. Like, I genuinely think that like
it's so
they
strange.
add cosmetics with the intentions and like knowledge that no one will use them and that they won't look good.
What the hell?
Like,
What?
Which I guess is just kind of a difference in perspective, because I guess the solid amount of the fan base wouldn't care if their dwarf looks cool. Like they prefer goofier shit.
Yeah, I just can't do that for some reason.
Which I wouldn't mind if they play both.
can.
I don't like random.
They add 2 hats most seasons. They can add a goofy one and an actual cool one, right? Like, that's not evil.
The only time where they fucking do something good.
Yeah, Halloween hits. Like Christmas used to hit, but they ran out of the ideas, and so they're spin shit. It's pretty much sense.
Halloween hits like
the
quite often.
Control and the spooky like monster mask were both really good.
Yeah, but that was a good one.
Yeah.
Last Halloween was
I
good.
like all the masks. Obviously, I've got my demon engineer, which I really like.
Well.
Last Halloween was close
the
to the
sea
best.
creature one.
That one's pretty shit though. Not the worst one.
You're jealous.
No, I'm not. It's not.
Yeah,
It's on the lower end. Obviously, you know, like witch hat, great, almost great, but that doesn't look right.
There's probably another one, right? I mean, there's a pickaxe in the head. That was a Halloween one, right?
Yeah, but that's
that one's kind of dumb.
Well, that's
the goofy one.
So,
if
yeah,
there's one like that,
it's always
and
two.
then there was a serious one that actually looks good, then it's like what it is.
I think that was.
Plus, there's obviously the giant jack-o'-lantern head, which
yeah.
Yours.
Yeah.
The jack-o'-lantern head is the good kind of goofy.
It is.
I think.
It is.
Yeah.
That
and then they like doubled up.
Because they're so absurd.
Yeah.
You're not trying to look at it.
It's so huge.
He's
Yeah.
so
And
big.
it's clearly something that like they I wouldn't say they regret, but they've not done again since. Right? Like
the closest
they've
thing is
not
probably
added such a huge
yeah. Okay,
bulbous
size.
head.
Yeah, size. What? Well, you know, maybe the number 5.
Because it literally like those two fuck around with like the menus. Like when you're like
the fucking eye head that's in TF2. That
Tyler,
it's just a giant.
yeah.
Tyler, don't lie. Turn around.
Turn around. Oh, scared me.
Wait, hold on. What am I? Right. Anyway, this is my point. This guy exists.
Yeah, that doesn't work at all.
What do you mean? That's like almost bigger than the pumpkins.
Oh right, no, yeah, that's what we were talking about. The pumpkin and the that head.
I'm saying it's quite recent though. But it's more recent than the pumpkin.
Is it? I thought it was like probably the following Christmas.
Might have been, but still more recent. Still more.
Yeah, point is though, both of them were before, like, launch.
No, I think this
right?
Frosty was season 1, Christmas time.
No, you fucking no.
I can.
That,
well,
that
I
head
can.
is not. That head has been in the game. Actually, no, wait. It was added when we got Dawn of the Dread. When was that?
Hold on a minute. Just hold your horses. All right.
Because I was like a thing that I connected like pretty quickly. I
This
put the
is-
Dawn of the
Okay,
Dread
oh,
on.
so,
Like,
okay, Christmas 2021, that's a tree and a bulbul. Bulbul's quite, is it quite large?
yes and no.
Yeah, kind of. Okay, so it wasn't that. Which does mean, to be fair, it's the predated Dawn of the... Wait a minute, what's going on here? Okay, yeah, here it is. Yeah, Christmas 2020, 2020. I actually added the sock hat, like the stocking one, big snowman, and the stovepipe hat, and that was pre New Frontiers, I suppose. Oh, sorry, Max. Interesting. Maybe the popularity of cosmetic mods on PC leaves the devs feeling they've got a bit of a free pass in terms of periodically adding new visual customization options. Yeah, I mean, that'd be cool if I found out that was the case, and then I'd have to, you know, stop because I can't. Because that would piss me off so much. Genuinely.
What? No, clearly they
That doesn't
they
sound
do
like
still
them.
value cosmetics, but in like the next level kind of way. But they're still pumping out, you know, the usual kind. But it's the sleeveless armors, really. Like, it's just that they clearly saw there is more customization to be had. There is more improvement or additions to the system in a more interesting way, and they did that, you know, in a questionable manner. Like, I'm not, I'm like, I don't hate the sleeveless, but it's not exactly a groundbreaking, revolutionary change.
I think I'm gonna like it.
Especially since it doesn't work in like most of the DLC or any of the DLCs and like some other stuff.
That is weird, but they did say on one of the streams, future DLCs will have sleeveless, which means they'll probably go back and.
Oh, they said it will happen.
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen.
So, I mean, really, the only ones that worked for though, I think it's actually
Biohazard.
just Dark Future. Oh, and Biohazard. Yeah. Dark Future and
Gunner's
Biohazard.
Sleeve,
Dawn of the Dread you could, but they're also mostly sleeveless in Dawn of the Dread. Mostly.
Yeah, it doesn't affect most of the.
But yeah, Biohazard and Dark Future, absolutely.
DLCs.
Biohazard would be really stupid but funny, because obviously you should not have sleeveless Biohazard armor.
It's like sleeveless hazmats. It's like helmetless hazmat. I don't know.
I mean, okay, even like, because obviously this is like this like very old idea, because this came up from the very first season 3 teaser. But even just like the idea of having an equipable gas mask, but obviously to like prevent rockbox infection. But obviously the downside is it just limits your view. It's like putting a pumpkin on your head in Minecraft. Even that would have been a good idea, I think. As it, well, I say would have been. I say that's still a good idea. I mean, it's still a good idea to have something like that in the game because people there's even more rockbox now.
I guess, but I think we're not looking at them adding a new addition. We're looking at them just turning down the numbers.
I know, but part of me
right?
would have actually preferred it have some kind of equipment tied to that, tied to like preventing your own infection. I think that would be much cooler. Maybe even
I think that could have been something interesting.
Maybe gaining health reduces infection as well, or something like that.
Gaining health.
Like I don't know, like when you cool down the frothing machine to like clean everything, there is like masks that you can take out.
Or it has a radius maybe that keeps you stops you from being infected. That
I guess
that might be better actually.
But it would,
because
like,
that would be really
ultimately
easy. You wouldn't have to make anything new.
invalidate. Yeah.
And then you'd actually think about placement a bit more because you might want it available during a Rockbox Storm as well. Then you might put it somewhere different. That actually might be better because they could do that without they wouldn't have to make anything new to do that. It's just whether or not that's what they. I mean, I'd just rather they do something like that than just straight nerf it because I think that's just more interesting. Maybe it seems
Yeah,
to be
but it's
nerfed
too
anyway.
late.
It's possible. Very possible.
It's
Bring plenty of ammo.
it's just too late.
Zip line done.
Like that is like a lot of work.
Mm.
Which means
I don't think it is. I don't think it.
they would have to create the mask.
I just
They
said.
would have to then create
What? No,
the effect.
no. What? I was talking about.
Oh, what, the radius thing?
Yeah, they wouldn't have to make anything. They would have to.
The radius thing would just be convoluted and annoying. Like, it's just like, I don't know, like veteran depositor, but for that. And plus, is this how it should be? Elemental insulation, or I guess not elemental insulation, but there should just be a perk. Like, job done.
Yeah. You'll know something crazy. Oh, they did. I mean, you watched the video, I assume. Patch notes, but.
I actually haven't watched the recent one. I didn't expect much to be in it, but it seems like there was.
Well.
It's like she's
No, it's pretty
bigger on
normal
the
patch.
inside.
I don't know. I've started, like, you know, subconsciously expecting like one similar to experimental branch patches, but that's because those experimental branch patches were still pretty unique for experimental branch patches. So.
No, it's not very safe.
No more leeching from me.
What if I told you? I don't care. Oh,
Menace
Jesus.
down.
If I told you, you should. You wanna know a cool fun fact?
Yeah.
I was just looking through my builds, getting them all like kind of ready. Like
Getting
so, like if I
ready.
just get the actual preferred gun and secondary, it's like there. So like for like my fire build, like on my gunner, it's the, you know, the minigun and bulldog instead of like thunderhead and fucking foil gun or some shit. Which actually is not that bad, but while I was doing it, I was like, okay, ammo build on gunner, and I realised I had manual guidance cut off on there like already, which is kind of funny.
That's perfect.
Considering obviously it had no real benefit then, but it's. I think that's the question though, is that obviously double barrel is still going to be double barrel even if it's like radically changed, but I'm not sure if it's going to auto equip that, like the unstable overclock.
Yeah, I'm wondering about this. Am I going to have
get rid
to
of
unlock
what's in
it?
there.
'Cause I'd love that. Am I going to have to find it? You know?
I assume that if you have manual guidance cut off, you'll get it, but I don't know if whether or not it will.
Yeah, it's interesting because it was
for
like,
inventory.
well, it
like
wouldn't
gun.
because no, because I assume in this case it's not. Yeah, the wording, if you look at when that's added, it's like replaced. You know, it's not removed manual guidance cut off and added this overclock. It's
Loot bug.
well, actually, I think it was removed manual guidance cut off and replaced it with this. It wasn't like removed this and added this. They weren't separate. And so I assume it's much like the Sabata mods, where the ones that have been changed, like you won't have the 2-round burst mod just because you already had the thing that was where it is. You have to buy that mod. But you get refunds from the ones that disappeared though as well. So yeah. A Rockbox specific perk would be lame. Yeah, no, it shouldn't be a Rockbox specific perk. Definitely not.
Yeah, well, it'd just be like maybe like some sort of I don't know. It is interesting though. Like obviously, yeah, specifically it would be amazing, but there are a lot of new mechanics in the game which they could start making perks.
Well, I mean, like,
right?
it sounds a bit weird because you know a lot of it's in like robot stuff, like a system bypass perk almost. Could even be active, where you could just bypass like a hacking thing, including like rock boots, obviously. Would let you just bypass it.
It's
People might like that.
But hacking.
Yeah.
We rock.
Yeah, that seems like something. And I'm thinking like because it's like there's a new type of thing, but like, it's not new, but it's a new kind of thing with the like pulling essentially instead of just grabbing.
Okay.
And so that could be like a thing where you know there's like the grab resistant one. They could now add like a pulling.
I don't know, maybe one
Which I think they could.
I think
stem,
one where you just
like, 'cause
you're
obviously-
heavier, but literally you're just heavier.
Yeah,
you don't
yeah.
get pushed, you don't get
basically
pushed
what it
around
is.
as much.
Obviously-
You know?
Yeah, just general knockback and pull around resistance, which I think people appreciate quite a bit.
It's a nut job.
I really.
I just realised he's a
tried to-
legendary 3 just as well.
Yeah, he's a dude. He's gonna be a guy.
Anyway, I'm just looking for Red Sugar. If there's not any around, we're just gonna have to fight this thing. So we're here because it's an infected region. but not a lift phage outbreak, which means we should almost definitely get a
Only get the
meteorite.
beach.
Yeah.
And in classic season 3 form, we got shit tons of mini ones already.
Yeah. Classic season 3. I mean, both of those are somewhat muted, which makes me surprised how rare people like the Corruptor seems to be. Obviously, they did make these ones rarer, which makes sense, mostly. I assume not as rare as the current rival events.
Roger that. Supplies are coming.
Okay, thank you, Max. Yeah, so well, actually, that doesn't quite answer it. Has it been... You still have to buy it? Actually, no, you wouldn't have to buy it, would you? Because it's an overclock, that's the thing. If you had to buy it, it would be in the Forge, and Max said you just find it where you know, if you had Magic Guidance cut off, it would just be Rocket Barrage
Yeah,
instead.
it would be like if you like had manual guidance got off, you
Right.
you had
You have to do this.
this. Like that's how it works.
Yeah.
So it's in whatever status manual guidance cutoff is for you. Like if you've not got it at all, it's in your forge. Any
Knockback
of those
resist could
things.
be fun. Give us strong legs to go into strong arms. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of things have it.
Like,
you know, like this guy
I
has
don't
it. Lacerator. Although actually getting knocked away from that attack is usually a good thing. But goodness gracious,
This guy's good.
he knows what's good.
He's using the tier 1 mod.
Yeah, and then Oppressors will knock you around, Trawlers knock you around.
Oh,
It's a bit smaller, but Elite Guards knock you around.
Yeah. General knockback resistance, I think is much appreciated.
I would try it, especially if I, especially if I end up finding like Sting Tails to be a good problem. I'd probably be interested in that, but maybe. I'd also just like the idea of just being like just being a tank. It just doesn't. It just stands there unfazed. I keep forgetting Andrew Tate said that as well, long before he was famous. Like outright as famous as he is. Speaking of which, he got arrested again.
Be what?
Andrew Tate got indicted.
We got invited.
Yeah,
Who did?
Andrew Tate.
Oh. Pick up, man. What does that mean?
I don't quite know.
Holy shit.
It's like I
Talk
think it is
about True
basically
Shot.
just being arrested.
Get into cover.
The Naked Steve.
Naked Steve. Naked
Naked
Steve.
Steve,
It's
Naked
funny because
Steve.
he's naked.
Funny because he's naked.
Naked Steve. Naked Steve. Hope next time it's Naked Steve.
It is. It's Naked Steve this time.
Oh, you smelly lad.
Many lad.
I like Return to Sender quite a bit.
That's fine. I don't have a problem with that.
I know you don't.
That's something you're allowed to like.
I just didn't know I would.
Yeah, I still think. Look at this axe. Okay, it's not moving anymore. Anyway, do you think? So I'm not sure. I like the idea of it like returning to you, as in it actually goes to where you are specifically, or you know where you are when it starts returning. So it just it goes back on itself. Do you think that would be better? It probably would be.
Yeah, it would be more engaging for sure. But I don't know. That could be something else. I don't know what it would
Could be.
be. It could be like a
Maybe.
weird. There could be like a mod, and it would work weirdly.
Return to Sender would. Did you think Return to Sender would
Well,
work
like-
as a mod?
Yeah, to be honest with you. Because it's
That'd
already
be
got
really-
a weird ass mod.
Yeah.
Like, with the exploder on death. Like,
Well, here's the thing. You know how triple
Split
split? I think the other two are fine. I think the other two tier 5s are fine, but triple split line.
For those of
It's
us
like-
rock and stone looking forward to
This guy dropped in and he immediately started shooting Steve. Anyway, yeah, triple split line is like way more picked anyway. Like way more picked. I think Return to Sender would be a competitor for triple split line. Then people would be like, oh, I can't use them both at the same time. But,
Molly was meant
I'd love to use triple
Yeah, it's a good
Return to
choice.
Sender with like. Actually, spinning death wouldn't make much sense, but roll control. Yes. I don't know. It wouldn't actually be that interesting. The pairings wouldn't be that interesting. I don't know. Return to Sender's cool.
Well, I was
I
just
think
thinking, like,
maybe
it'd be,
something could be done to it. I don't know.
it would be a mod where like the reach cutter always moves like away from you, so it like turns as you're moving, essentially, or some shit like that. And it would have an interaction
or it like
with.
it follows your like horizontal movement, maybe. And you could move side to side
Just
and so would
something
it,
like
but
that.
it would keep going forward, but it would like horizontally match you. I don't know.
Yeah, and it would then basically have an interaction with
Oh my god.
turn to center, which would essentially replicate it coming back. But it works as normal, but if you put the mod on, then it gets funky.
Yeah. These are all good ideas. Return to sender. I was about to say that sounds like a Halo medal, but it is. When you like repulse like something back at someone, it kills them. Pancake.
Yeah, it's probably what it's a reference to, right? Because we know they like chaos. And return to sender doesn't actually make much sense.
What? No. This is only in Halo Infinite though.
Oh,
It's the repulsor, like the thing.
so it's the opposite way, right?
Mate, no.
Halo
Maybe.
stole from
Maybe feel free,
Default
but there's a lot of references in Halo Infinite, in like the cosmetic descriptions and stuff.
Eliminate. Fossil here.
Scout don't be feeling like getting that.
Yeah, this scout's a bit of a cum. Can I hear? Am I
Yeah,
hearing
well,
that right? Like I just heard a data deposit or a prospect. That'll be interesting. You're not supposed to be here. It's just season 3.
Yeah. We did you like 8 months
Thermonuclear
ago.
bomb, popping baby versus hydrogen bomb. Who would win? Harrison Ford versus coughing baby.
It's too steep. Zip line ready.
Harrison Ford versus George Lucas.
Lock and load it.
I mean, that guy wants. He's got ideas. He's a free thinker.
So,
I don't know. I mean, I think he's rightfully confused why we're just leaving the Dreadnought room.
we're doing one now.
Oh. I might kick him.
Was this the scout?
Yeah.
Got a lot of balls to try that. There's no gain in kicking him right now.
I guess not. I mean, he's just going to get killed though, isn't he? Unless-
Well, if he goes down, that's the last straw
He's-
really at that point,
looks
right?
like he's coming over. I mean, not that this is inherently better place.
Look at this sandblasted is kind of inherently a dreadnought place.
What do you mean by that?
It's very often open and plain.
I feel like I do more eliminations here as well. This is kind of weird. Steve is frozen.
Steve.
Steve.
I always get weirded out when I have Steve.
Careful, mate. Going on up there, then, eh? Oh, shit. Sorry, everyone. Damn!
Where's he going?
Pretty sure it's a girl.
It's not like he breeds the Sentinels. Just be calling him.
Oh, sorry. She R-worded his mum.
Stand back. Supply pod inbound.
Yeah. Topics. I guess we, keep it to season 3 related. Or are you gonna shout?
Where's my fucking money? Right, careful. I don't want to crack the shields in that area, personally. I know literally every other player on the planet doesn't. I know literally no one else thinks like me because I actually play the game logically, but.
Man, you should have stuck freezing your mages ago. Sorry, but...
Well, now the thing he didn't even fucking failed as well. Wait, why did that? Someone applied heat.
Yeah, definitely the scout, right?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a cave leech in it. Would have thought we found that earlier.
You're welcome, idiot. Oh, sorry, Max. Certain missions are more common in specific biomes because of the Concocty's 4 tutorial site. Wait, what? There is always a 200 Morkite without warnings or anomalies in salt pits or crystal caverns. You're right! Holy shit, you're right! That's true! Did you hear that?
Yeah, and I read it. I used to reading it. It's quite nice.
That's... I mean, I've noticed that, but I never thought about the fact that it's actually a thing.
There's always
I wonder
a
if they
2
know.
dread mission in Azure World and Sandbox Corridors.
Yeah! That explains a lot.
He's a genius.
So what the mission we're doing right now is essentially guaranteed.
Yeah, it's always going to be. I noticed that one as well. The two dreadnought ones.
Oh, there's all.
With on Azure World and Sandbox Corridors. I've taken note of that kind of. Like these are here like every time pretty much.
Or is it? Or
oh shit! I didn't realise it. Oh wow. Okay.
it's not. They're not always both there.
No, but what the fuck?
Yeah, you're dead.
Can you shut the fuck up? Anyway.
See, this
wow.
is precarious when everyone's on this health, so I'm gonna stop doing that, and I'm just going to get health because.
Right, Scout, stop, because you know our best asset
You're
is
host.
down.
No one can do anything about it if you take another piece of life.
Yeah, but I don't want.
Then die.
I feel like I can do better. I feel like I can survive.
Then do that. But if you die,
I know. I know. So if this guy can't freeze it, I guess that just means his build is okay.
I'm pretty sure this guy is the tier 1 mod rather. Yeah.
Okay, Scoot. Oh, sorry, carry on. I won't stop you.
No, you go.
No.
Or Scoot go.
No. Well, I mean, I don't know if he's asking us, if he's asking Max, because I think Max is... I think he is on PC, but Scoot said, do the Overclock changes really add enough to make the new season good? I mean, I think it's a bit unfair. I do... Look, I think they are doing a lot, to be fair. But I don't know if... Are they making it good? I don't know if that's fair on season 4 either. But no,
I really
point
don't...
is... that okay, Max says yeah they're amazing, but then Scoot says yeah, like newer people playing the season won't get to experience those changes for months while they grind Overclock. So no way, Scoot. The spreader and the Stingtail change a lot. What?
thing is, people are also reporting that, you know, they've never even seen one or the other in like 10 games.
Yeah, but sometimes you don't
It's just...
see bulk detonators for like 10 missions. Actually, it's a bit, maybe it's a bit extreme.
Whee! Fucking kill him already. It's a piss take whenever he fucking turns while he does that. Like, all he does is like take a break enough to turn out of your sight of line and then just like start attacking again.
Oh, I'm taking
some of That's how you do it. Drop pod is on the way.
Who?
Oh, the scout.
He's got to go.
Yeah, it's too late now, but he probably won't stick around, I'd imagine.
I bloody hope not.
He clearly wasn't here for the long haul.
No, he's a grifter, I think. What's his name?
Yeah, and we didn't actually get all the fossils because he wouldn't get them all either.
What a cunt.
Pod arrived. Mule is returning to LZ.
No meteorite?
Drop pod departing and
I mean, I don't know what he's doing right now. Maybe he's trying to get them. I don't know. But... Corrupt was pretty dang rare for me. I finally got one after they fixed them despawning. Well, there you go. Credence to my
Maybe
theory.
they weren't rare, they just kept despawning.
Yeah. They
always there,
bloody well
just not
shouldn't be
always
rare. I mean, meteorites sometimes feel rare, but they're not. Not really.
Yeah.
They should be the same,
Well, they had the
pretty
same
much.
issue as the Corruptor currently has, in that it doesn't spawn in the normal mission, like the main mission.
Yeah,
So
I feel like this one has
there's
much,
100%
much more
chance
reason
you
to.
can't get it sometimes.
I mean, it didn't
Which-
make sense really in general. To be honest, I don't think that it makes sense that the meteorites wouldn't happen. You know, like how does that make sense?
I think the meteorites was a bit copium, but ultimately it got us the little meteorites, which I think was a kind of net positive.
No, I just mean like I don't
but
understand. I
there
feel
is
like there's no good reason
why
for them not to have been on
Corruptor
the stage outbreak. Yeah, but either though, really. Well, no, because the Corruptor makes more sense, I think, because it's a contagion spike that's like mutated and it's like moved away from
which
the
means
area.
it should definitely be it should definitely be around contagion spikes because it came from one.
Actually, the idea I think is that it makes more of them. Well, it's actually like a meteorite on legs, and in fact the idea is that they can keep making those, and they don't need meteorites to land basically. And the comet will pass by, but they'll keep making more contagion spikes and corruptors because the corruptors can make contagion spikes or something. I don't know.
So the meteorite is going, but it's still going to continue to.
Weapon ready.
I mean, that does make me
sustain
wonder.
itself
Like,
on oxys.
that in the meteorite itself will disappear. So what's going to happen to those events?
Yeah.
Because I don't. Oh, okay.
Mommy!
Yeah, we know Max. I don't know. Maybe I'm just trying to be unhappy, but I do have to wonder if it really is affecting the greenies. So all the balance changes. I think the greenies have got enough.
Yeah. Like the greenies.
I think the philosophy of making content for new people is starting to really wear out and almost starting to backfire. Because it's arguably too much for them.
The Greenbeards, they don't even need the season content. Hell, they don't need seasons. They've got enough as it goes, right?
Exactly.
Like, they're fine. As soon as they start becoming like, let's go with like, I think Blackbeard, because that feels like a more medium. The green's grown out to like black, and it's not grown into grey yet, where they're like getting all the overclocks and all that. It's then that they've done basically everything a couple times. They can start looking forward to wanting more content. I don't know.
Yo, that was lit. Okay, we got 9 fossils.
It's just a very, very interesting season, which I really hope they saw coming. And
Yes.
It was a complete accident. That
Yeah.
They accidentally didn't add any actual content in the way that everyone's come to like.
It is probably one of the things I worry about most with sort of like them as like a team, like how aware were they of what they were doing? Because that's something I do doubt sometimes. Or that's something
'cause
that
if
I find
they
myself
knew-
questioning
if-
sometimes.
If they knew damn well that like this would be a bit of a risky move, then I'd be like, well, fair enough. Better to
But
try
if
it
they
at some
didn't,
point.
then that'd be really concerning.
But yeah, if they actually like just didn't catch that, yeah, they didn't add any main content that people could just do, other than the randomizer beer, which essentially is just it's just the same content. Like it's not really anything new, technically. Like you could have always
Yeah,
just
you're right.
randomized your weapons.
Yes.
Obviously, that's
Yes.
it's a petty technicality.
Yes,
Like,
it
I don't
is.
stand by it.
No.
But
You don't.
it is the fact that everything else you just kind of have to hope you get. And even the randomizer, you just have to hope that you don't get an absolutely fucking horrific build that makes you want to throw yourself off the, I don't know, Hoxie's rig. Plunge into deep space.
I should probably play someone else. Maybe. Maybe. Struggling a bit here.
I can tell.
This guy.
Darkness, here I come.
Wait, he's using pheromone canister. Can't use him. We need a Sunsweet.
Scout seems to be sticking around.
Don't think so. It probably seems really harsh to him.
Well, you
it
should have
wasn't-
kicked him like way earlier.
Wasn't that?
really.
Yeah, I guess. I guess you know.
He didn't grab all
All right,
the fossils.
hold on.
He
Would you
ended the
consider that
mission
3
without
strikes?
conferring with anyone. He started Dreadnought
So 2.5
without conferring
strikes.
with anyone.
Exactly.
Um,
Bad behaviour.
He was not a good teammate. Season 4 tomorrow, Mitch. You gonna hop on Deep Rock?
I just realised this guy's look is actually pretty nice. Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
He looks like a Slayer Stout.
what was?
I don't know, this guy just looked. I just didn't realise how like nice he looks at first. Oh, Javilla teammate.
All right.
A nice look.
Yeah, he's
Good stuff going on.
got a lot of brains.
Clever fella. Like, you know, he made that weird cat work.
Let's go.
I saw another really dumb post. Like, it's basically,
Go first.
you might have seen it because it was called called like season 4 of the Bane of Deep Rock Galactic. And I remember it was on the whole a bit dramatic, but
Reactionary content.
the thing that really pissed me off is that he treated the there was a bug recently that happened where basically things that like repairing or constructing things like just reset if you stop doing it. And he just assumed it was a feature, which was like, oh, they ruined it.
So yeah, reactionary content.
Yeah, and I wasn't 100% sure until the
Fucking
hotfix
worthless
earlier
content.
today. That changed it.
Absolutely worse.
Speaking of which, obviously I am. People might not notice that I am not allowed into the Discord. But I do have a second account
right.
now. But I'm looking at the Discord, and that's how I saw that was a hotfix because I guess now they do patches that they don't put on Steam news anymore.
Oh right, I need to actually like you posting a video to Discord as well.
You clump. Pirate season when?
Now, right now, right now, right now.
Pirate season. I want them to have like fucking like, you know, like
I'm really not ready
pirate
for this.
ship looking spaceships almost that sort of fly with like the caves. It's like, I don't know.
Remember, leave no one
Sounds
behind.
pretty good to me.
Our scanners have picked up a massive deposit of a quark. We're
Wait, what the
sending
fuck
you
is going
alongside
on
a
here?
heavily armed lifter to get as many out as possible. We're picking up extreme
What the
violence
fuck
in
is this
the area,
shit?
so keep it snappy. Quarks can be extracted from the walls. Search for a blue shimmering light.
Hey,
Get it done,
please
Steve.
leave me. Got it, boy. Fuck. Turrets are killing.
I like my minions build.
Mignon.
Gemini
Mm.
turrets, Shredder Swarm Grenade, Steve, boom.
Boom.
A lot of fellas, a lot of guys. And then I just focus on, I mean I've got turret whip with mini shells as primary, but then my secondaries are just all focused on doing as much damage as humanly possible. So like Inferno, Fat Boy, other one, like the plastic one.
Oh. Nice.
Point is Santa's packing. Which I realised I
Santa's
actually have
packing.
Santa and an elf. I never actually...
Good elf. Or a goblin. But not a gnome.
Yeah.
Let's get this party started.
Ah, shit, fuck.
Curse I
Look
grind
at this
her.
piece of shit.
Oh. I disconnected for a bit there. Oh, I'm going again.
Oh,
Breeder! Smash those eggs before they hatch!
Okay.
It's so weird. 76.
My connection here is not good.
Never felt better.
the hollow bound.
Hello, man.
No. Yeah, probably not the best game to interact with one that's based on DLG. Alright, Sea of Thieves. But it's sort of the de facto pirate game. Much like DLG is now the de facto dwarf game. I mean, maybe, I think it kind of has been for quite a while, maybe. At least 2 years, I think, probably. When it comes to dwarf games.
Zippity.
Ah!
Someone can't. Someone won't believe me that I got the Oppressor Mark 1 in GTA 5 through the Lucky Wheel.
I don't believe you.
Exactly.
Yeah, also doesn't know what the hell any of that is.
I know what the presser is.
Actually,
it's
no,
the
wait,
little
your
flying
brother
bike.
play it a lot.
Yeah, that cunt, yeah. What?
He was just on the podium one day. I was like,
Yeah,
what
but
the
no,
fuck?
no, Dwarf Fortress is not the de facto dwarf game anymore, though.
I
It
think
was.
Deep Rock's like the de facto horror game right now. At least
Yeah.
like one that
It's
still
the
gets
best modern one,
updates.
right? Like,
I mean,
like-
you know, a lot of stuff
I
has
mean,
come
Killing
and
Floor 2
that
is
doesn't
good, but
work.
the devs aren't that great.
Vermintide is supposedly quite good. Is that not that? Is that not horror shooter?
Vermintide, well, Dark Tide came out and it sucks. So.
Oh, and obviously,
I think you'll
Back
still
for
play
Blood
Vermintide, yeah.
also sucks. Supposedly. From what I've heard.
Yeah, for like fun co-op horde base, I think that's what Deep Rock is, maybe.
Funny. Funny poo. Wait, was the Lego Hobbit game never actually finished? That ain't right.
I remember playing the Lord of the Rings one. I remember the big castle battle. That's just hilarious.
Okay. Is it? Which one? So you said the big castle battle.
Hey, where's fucking name?
There's
Helm's Deep. There we go.
Yeah, Helm's Deep. I mean, that's actually the more iconic one.
Covering fire!
Only because it's the finale of the second film. And, like, the Battle of Minas Tirith isn't the finale. The Battle.
Prepared and shot!
Horns has more value on console. This is more of a commitment of time to turn and tag that one someone biting you. I suppose it's probably true. Because Horns is more valuable on console. Because more of a...
Warmers?
Yeah, Horns!
Oh, yeah. I always use thorns.
But you think it's more valuable on console, I think, because it's much easier and less like risky to aim at Swarmer on PC with a mouse. An individual Swarmer, yeah. With like
Yeah, I just
precision
think thorns
weapons.
do it.
I mean, it's a combination of running, pickaxing, thorns, and Bosco usually gets the job
It's
done.
like, I'm using a wave cooker, I'll use that. But
Yeah,
like-
yeah, definitely.
it depends on so much context, but I do like thorns.
No, it's good. I remember the Lego Hobbit game was the first 2 movies,
Lighting up!
right? And then it just didn't. Yeah. Hello, Nathaniel. Nathaniel. What an idiot.
Nathaniel.
No, yum you yish nimish ne kulish.
Bullshit.
What happened to you?
You're
Stabber.
You were moving, but you weren't talking.
Well, that's because I disconnected a shit ton multiple times in a small amount in a row, and I'm like, well, fuck. And it seemed to have cooled down, but I doubt it.
You snooze, you lose. Got no flares ready.
No, but that doesn't make it half a movie. It's half the. It's 2/3 of the trilogy.
Galaxy's finest.
Galaxy fingers.
Oh my.
Oh my.
My poor feet.
It made me sad, and I wish The Hobbit was
So
better.
do we-
The Hobbit could have been better.
Resupply ordered.
What do you want?
Peak.
The
Barrow.
Hobbit. The Hobbit is honestly. I know The Hobbit isn't objectively good, but to me, The Hobbit trilogy is just fucking peak entertainment.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing that we all agree on. In that, like, you, me, and Tom. But, like, who gives a shit if it's, like, technically worse? Even then, I can't tell how. Like, it's really not that bad.
It's
but
it's
if
more
it's
it's
like
more
a white
trashy.
blood.
It's more trashy than Lord of the Rings.
It's like, what,
Isn't that because Lord of the Rings was, like, a sad, dopey...
It's not sad. It's not.
Sad. It is sad.
No, Lord of the Rings is not sad. Lord of the Rings is
It's a heartwarming story.
dour in tone, but also really heartwarming at the same time. It's like it's not. It's sad, but in a way that's still quite bombastic as well.
It's an adventure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the first movie is mainly. We might have picked a bad time. I might pick a bad time to do this. I don't know.
Yeah. Lord of the Rings throughout has a great thing.
Put them in the bin.
Done and sweet. Ain't that?
Actually, a cryo driller's gonna make this easier. I realise. Is she gonna pick up the fucking? Oh.
Someone's using combat mobility.
Must be.
Or the more, I guess.
As they should.
As they should.
Yep.
Careful, mate. You're gonna drop that. I'll get it. I'll get it.
Lights up.
Notice how combat mobility didn't get a buff or a nerf.
This is because it was without
It is
floor.
without floor.
Yeah. Not that it's undergone zero design changes, because it has. It used to have an it used to have a reload speed bonus as well.
There's a few overclock.
But then it just but the reload speed bonus basically made the penalty negligible. That's the thing. 'Cause the penalty is not negligible. You notice that you have half your normal magazine stuff. Alright, let's just finish this. Then we'll go on.
Let's see if the pale pathetic again.
Oh, you're gonna go watch the Nintendo Direct.
Nicely done, team. The Corin fuser is primed and ready.
Honestly, I think cutting
Doesn't
Legolas
really
would have
matter what I
improved a
do,
lot.
right?
Scoot,
It's gonna run.
Scoot, get out of here. He just said it would have improved a lot if they cut Legolas from The Hobbit.
Oh, from The Hobbit. Oh,
Light is up.
I don't really care.
Well done, you got them all.
I don't think it would have been like objectively good without him. He just had some of the like most ridiculous moments.
Oh yeah, he has all like the CG like crazy elf stuff. in the
Yeah.
movie. Yeah. I can see why you would
Getting rid of
wanna-
that would like is people like that's the
It's
stuff people have an
like
issue
getting rid
with. People have an issue with that stuff, and I think you know that's the stuff that makes it entertaining though.
Probably to you.
No, because The Hobbit. No, because like they say that stuff shouldn't be in there, but if you take it as it is and take that stuff out, then The Hobbit becomes boring.
Yeah, because I
You
mean,
like all the
realistically,
bombastic
it
stuff.
shouldn't have been 3 movies anyway. If you know, it's kind of doomed to begin with.
Well,
wasn't
it was quite a
least they
short book,
managed to
but
make it
most
fun.
books, most books though, even if they're quite short, usually a movie's not the way to go.
Oh, it's like 2 of them, weren't it? Or not even that, it was 1 book, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's one book.
split into 3 movies.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, it was originally going to be 2, which I think is actually good. Because it's more like just a part 1 and a part 2 of the same film. Not that they're sort of filmed just like one film anyway. No, it wasn't. Maybe from one of our perspective, people sort of put a lot of blame on Peter Jackson. Peter Jackson, honestly,
he wasn't even originally doing it, was he?
No, it's Guillermo del Toro. But yeah, you know, I think people have called it his worst work, which is true. At the same time, it's also not. It's like his best work by far at the same time. In my opinion, The Hobbit proves that Peter Jackson is a fucking miracle worker. Like, genuinely. It should not be even close to that. If you've watched, like, the behind the scenes, it's crazy. It almost killed... But, like, not through the actual danger, but it almost just fucking killed everyone, including him. Just because of the sheer stress of how much they had to do. That is honestly the most impressive work he's done, in my opinion, because it came out like as good as it did. Not because it's like actually a 10 out of 10.
Like a lot of other people would have done a lot worse products under a lot better conditions.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. There's plenty of films that are much worse that were made like much more like with much less pressure, I guess. Or just much smaller tasks overall.
Bring me the goods.
Yeah, they were doomed to fail, and yet, in my opinion, they didn't, and that's impressive as hell. So, hats off to Peter Jackson, because he's actually a fucking unit. Not taking slander.
You're my new best friend.
I mean, if you make the Lord of the Rings trilogy, I can't really hate you.
No, there's that as well. He did do that. Yeah.
Not a person I can really dislike.
Imagine being in a video game company and hating your own consumers as much as Nintendo does. Yeah, Nintendo fucking hates people.
Nintendo is truly like just. I mean, all of them are horrible. Like,
It's crazy that they have human
it's just
voice.
Nintendo doesn't even bother to hide it. And also, why would you press the button? Jadis was right here.
Jadis?
Right here.
Jadis? Damn, I'm really sad that we missed the Jadis.
I will fucking curb stomp your head in.
I will come.
Need Jadis.
What the hell?
I put some shells in the shell bag.
What the hell? Oh my god. Also, behind the scenes makes me depressed now because I realize everyone was half dead and they also ruined the entire economy of that country to make that film. yeah, they did.
What?
Yeah.
New Zealand, I imagine?
Yeah.
Is New Zealand just essentially Middle Earth, right?
Yeah, it's like a fucking massive
Well,
part of
yeah,
their culture. And like,
that in Scotland is what they use for like landscape shots, right?
I don't think so.
Warden down.
That might be Rings of Power. I think pretty much all the real locations in the Lord of the Rings films are New Zealand. Maybe Hobbit had some stuff around. I don't know.
Maybe it's just the countries that's releasing.
Nintendo is just Disney, but with video games. Yeah, that's yeah. Not a terrible way of putting it at all.
Shit, I already have. Give me the reward.
Lights up.
What is this like? I hate people who just build like monoliths. What am I looking at?
Yeah, same. I hate people who build monoliths and Fallout 76.
The monolith.
Harry, isn't your Minecraft base going to be a giant monolith?
No, it was a monolith.
Lighting up.
Alright, then a giant pillar?
A
What
monolith is like,
specifically is a monolith?
I thought the monolith's got to be like one tone, you know, like one material, a big block.
Steve died. I'll never
Yeah, and your giant.
No, it's going to be an
like,
actual
yeah.
building. It's just going to be a funny shape. We don't speak of that show. What, Rings of Power? Oh, Steve Mauld.
at this rate.
Look, it wasn't good, but you know, I'm not disabled, so I understand it doesn't affect the film in any way.
Oh yeah, that's how I feel about fucking Disney Star Wars. Doesn't really
Time to
affect me.
play dice with
Hey, Harry!
Right, you stay there.
On RoboQuest news, have you looked at their Reddit recently?
Oh, no. What do you mean on
'cause
RoboQuest news?
Tried to deflate me.
Because they keep revealing teasers of the launch.
Yeah,
Like they've just done one. Max's model is getting a rework, which I can't tell the difference, but hey ho.
Of course you can't.
T-minus 2 minutes.
But they also did a new perk / upgrade screen art reveal. But I think they revealed quite a bit of other things, like top quality is a perk on there. And Stim Bubble is a new thing, I think, while Bastion is...
He's gone. Lost him.
How much did you get?
You said the last thing you said was Bastion.
Bring it back in.
Right. Well, basically, there's a new... It's...
Shield charged and ready.
Anyway. Hope you can hear me right now because I can't hear you, but I'm looking at it. Stim Bubble. Well, Bastion is active, increases weapons damage by 40%. Fire it. Oh, wow. Robo Food.
Oh.
Robo Food.
Robo Quick.
See?
Guys, you should check out this game RoboQuest, and here we are.
I think God is getting a rework.
Yeah.
That was what I was trying to say.
Yeah, especially if top quality is something, it's like a perk.
Yeah.
I guess.
Because to be honest with you, it doesn't make any
Where's
fucking
top
sense.
quality again?
It doesn't match his character like at all.
You fucking meteorite, come on.
Mission
We still call you
selected.
Ranger.
Locked in.
No!
To drop pod.
Well, I fucking asked what character you'd say.
We did.
Win.
But yeah, I keep disconnecting. I don't even fucking anything.
Exactly.
Obstacle.
Shut up.
More like a granite smoothie.
Like right now, everyone's
Yeah,
just running into a wall. Oh, back. Yeah, but it looks like he's going to be getting a Bastion, which I assume is a more defensive ability, which, like a defensive passive, which, you know, makes sense considering it.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Thing.
Cheers, Mike.
Like, I mean, don't know why he had like that top quality anyway.
Robo Food. I like Robo Food. I mean, Bastion could be something that was already picked though as well. Beforehand. Oh, that's good. It's got legendary free scout as well. Nice. Has he got the same look for everyone? He does. It's the exact same beard as well. It's pretty Chad-like. Do you have stream chat set to all messages instead of top messages? No, it defaults to top, which I don't necessarily want. I don't know how to change it by default though. And I always forget that it's a thing as well.
What is that?
I don't know, but every time I've switched it to all...
filter out stuff, but it just doesn't let you see all chatters. It's really dumb.
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't want that. I want
It
to see
doesn't do
everyone.
what it's intended to do, and it forces it on you.
Yeah.
I guess the only solution is members chat.
What?
Oh my god.
We are allowed to do that. We could apply for that.
Can we have people let people donate as well?
Well, yeah, amongst that bit as well. That whole thing. That whole thing.
I did need to go to the toilet. We've done that already.
Right.
Thank God.
It's finally gone.
Finally.
We can now talk about
Or
Ches
just anything. We
Archive.
could just talk.
Yeah, I guess. That is yapping.
Yup. Ugh.
Thank God he'll never know of what we say about him behind his back. As long as it's never recorded and no one tells him about it.
The fucking guy.
Well.
76, they added a shotgun that's explosive and does poison damage. And the range is like a sniper rifle, so I'm just doing long range poison damage and stuff.
So basically they just ran out of ideas and they just throw random shit at a wall to see what sticks.
Well, it's just fucking unique guns, which has always been Fallout. Like in this one, they just added 2 new West Virginia cryptids.
West Virginia,
No.
Mountain Mama, take me
What's so
home.
fucking annoying about this game is they don't have my hometown, which is one of the biggest towns in West Virginia. How do you fuck that up?
Take me home. Do. Is that an actual reason why you play it? Because it's like,
Well, knowing like the names and stuff is pretty cool, but I've explained to you why I play it.
yeah. Do they have like, could you go outside right now and like find a place in?
Well, I'm not in my hometown.
Is
I'm
it like
in the
actually
state.
like?
It's not 1-to-1, but there's like I've went past the Charleston building, and that's in the game. I've been to a few of the towns in this game. Also, same things like wacky fucking Fallout style.
Remember, as a wise
Yeah.
man once said, "Century go down and up." What?
Yeah.
True.
What does that mean?
You speaking facts?
Speaking facts. What's this guy doing?
Almost heaven.
Do you normally get? You do normally get 4 options actually, but honestly, that is. I mean, obviously it's all good. I'm excited just for general RoboQuest to get an update. I think that's interesting, but the perks are my favourite part about it, like by a lot. So, also obviously the fact that there's gonna be a new class, which means like you know, and also the actual all the pre-existing guys getting quite significant change. It looks like probably. I mean, maybe Guardians get the most changes, but still, that's.
Oh,
I mean, we're getting a new one.
Need a dump. But
Yeah.
I know. I said there's that on top of the fact that it seems like they're all going to get changes anyway. Maybe Guardian will get the most, but even then,
Oh, I'm not sure. I don't think Guardian needs much else. Like, it's just that his passive doesn't make any real sense. I mean, obviously, I think there's some nerfs probably due to some things. Cough, cough, laser cutlass, cough, cough. But I think it also presents the issue as to what else would you do other than laser cutlass, and if laser cutlass was weaker, would Recon as a character implode on it in itself?
maybe. Robo fuel. Robo food. Gathering and healing cell. Generates 1 point for 2 seconds. Max 16. Each point increases all damage by 1% and armor by 0.5%. What if Robo Food is like a neutral one?
Virginia, mountain mama, take me home, country road.
Oh, if you're wondering, did you just see that the guy, he just said he's going to take a shit. He's going to take
What?
True shot. He said, need a dump, be right back. Need a dump.
Oh.
You pause the game till I'm back.
Oh yeah.
What? What the hell?
Yeah.
You
You
stupid.
know what time it's like occurring tomorrow?
Should be just be midday.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think so.
Alright. Because I won't be here at 2:20, which
not
means I'll leave
terrible.
at probably like 2:10 and then come back at about like 2:30,
2:30.
which will probably be, you know, like a couple
2:30.
games into season 4.
Well, could be more than that.
Or less.
Probably not less.
Either way. What do we think the plan's going to be?
What do you mean?
Because obviously
plan?
we're going to be streaming it Thursday instead of the podcast. But do you think we're going to want to do the podcast Friday, or do you think we need another day of streaming?
I don't know.
Or just playing, generally.
Maybe.
That
Maybe
would
that's
say.
a better idea. Maybe there's no.
Because I know we
point
did
putting it on
2
a
days
podcast.
worth last time, and then we did the podcast Saturday.
That might be a good idea.
It's just a genuine question as to whether or not there's enough content that warrants playing it for 2 days.
Well, I feel like maybe doing that anyway is good.
Giving it a fair shot.
Exactly. Maybe we
Seeing
should
if there's
just-
any stuff that we're already sick of, or any standouts that we need to encounter enough times. Yeah, I guess that's a plan. Well, I guess that's a plan. I mean, that is a plan. Shakes hands. Congratulations. Good job, everyone. Pat on the back.
Tickles balls.
Cusps bollocks. Or whispers sweet nothing.
Clasps testicles. I think he's gone again. Bam, 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 bam. La 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 la. La 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 la. Down. He's back from the toilet.
Fucking stone!
Yeah, I could even have to leave. He should back.
You're gay.
Thanks, monkey. Internet. Real. Fucky. Oh, alright, fuck it, we're gonna jump into
Come
this.
on, guys. We're leaving.
Drop sequence initiating. Fasten your seatbelt.
Just the pot always make that sound.
I'm hungry.
going after
dead.
eggs. Can't miss them. They're big in their glow. Get the eggs, Storm and Molly, and get back alive.
Bitch. Don't test me.
Coming up.
Who are you? Ghidorah. I have like 3 complaints about RoboQuest. Alright, let's hear it. Probably valid. I think there's not perfect, obviously. I mean, I don't really have any, but can't call any game perfect still.
Getting closer to our quarter.
Honestly, I think the closest game to perfect is probably Hades.
Deep Rock seriously need to invest in
Gun.
some better equipment.
Oh my god. Wait, what?
Big swarm detected. Lock up and get ready.
Down and
And destroy the brute nexus, or we will have Cliff that spawns on our tail forever.
One, I wish you could choose to loop back around to the start of an area to grind up one XP.
Load.
2, I wish earlier areas lasted longer. And 3, the hell?
make every bullet count.
Yeah.
Be done.
Ready to
I
go.
haven't done anything.
Ooh, shit. Sorry,
Internet
bro.
no work.
Dang. These bugs don't stand a chance.
Hang in there. The wave is almost dealt with. Dispatch whatever's left.
Did I? Did I? I did. Oh.
Let there be light. Light. I got gateway.
I don't see. Sorry, Scoot. I mean, I kind of read your comment. I don't see why you should be able to just loop back around. That would just break the leveling up cycle. You could just level up indefinitely. Like, well, I don't think that's a good idea at all. It's just kind of broken, right? Seems a bit insipid. Oh, it's very complicated. So let me handle the big roots. Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm out of here.
That will teach you.
testicle class. Thank you for that.
Are you blind? Look over here.
Yeah, I know it's a hoarder. What are we gonna do about it though? It would. Oh my god, you dumb bitch. Just see. Yeah, this isn't gonna happen.
Bears are recharging.
Why am I doing this? I never kill hoarders.
You're a stain on the floor.
Why are there so many of these fucking things? Seriously? That's the color.
Time to find Molly.
Flares up.
Where is that damn tin?
Still got a meteorite.
Thanks. I owe you one, brother.
Molly, over here.
Stand back, supply pod inbound.
I'm totally loaded.
Okay, actually, yeah, that's fair, actually.
Help! Getting more ammo.
It's a mystery to me how all these minerals
Minerals fit inside. That was great, wasn't it? Shit.
Secondary objective completed. Now finish the job.
Programmed Molly.
Be gone! Let's not keep the ball rolling.
Let's not keep the ball rolling. Nice one. Bang! Wait. Not necessarily.
Multiple meteors
Fuck!
detected. Probable impact locations have been calculated. Time to put those stumpy legs to use, team.
Oh, this one would have been 9.
Die! Ooh. Explosives, guys!
I'm checking to see if Tyler's like online because like these insects fucked. And it's easy. It's just so quick. I mean, look, see, look at that. Grenade launcher. Yeah, boy. Yeah.
Tried using 4G.
Hmm.
Like the internet got so bad it signed me out.
Oh wow. I mean, I still don't understand how you. I don't understand 4G and Xbox. What is that? What are you doing?
I'm doing 4G on my phone and then hotspotting.
Yeah, I guess.
Xbox.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something about how much data do you have?
Like 15k.
15k. What?
Molly,
15k.
come here.
Yeah, I don't think K meant anything. Gigs.
15 gigs. That's not a lot to do that with.
It lasts like a day or 5.
Oh.
Uh,
Don't go on a fucking meteorite.
Speed limit detonation.
I heard the sound of like, you know,
Not ready.
it's the sound of the ceiling cracking. I guess. And it was more meteors. A bit angry. A bit angry.
Lighting up. Light is up.
All right, you
He actually has the worst
Spotting
internet.
a swarm coming towards you. Get ready.
Ready to kill some more crates.
The swarm is upon you.
I just want to join you.
I smell bacon.
Let there be light. Bunch of slowpokes, heartless soldiers not paid.
That's fine. You really do have the worst internet ever. No, it's like at the bottom.
The thing is that, like, I would like to blame the internet, and I do, but like, even the 4G's not working anymore for some fucking
Wave is
reason.
petering out. Wipe out the rest and get on with it.
Some sort of Wi-Fi killing air.
Please. Escape pod button is activated.
Go slow.
Pissing me off.
After this, longest shower ever. Feel like I clipped dunk in every single crevice.
Is there a bloody bullet painting on my back or what?
Not the finger, bro. Oh. Over.
Drop pods on the way. Hang
So
in
I'm
there.
looking forward to playing Season 4 tomorrow. By that I mean disconnecting all the fucking time. I'm going to assume.
Let's stay close.
Drop pod has arrived. The mule has been called back.
I mean,
Drop pod
Let's just
departing in
look up.
T-minus 5 minutes.
good Wi-Fi. ignoring all the sponsorship. Expert reviews. Best board brand in the UK.
We better hurry.
It might be more relevant to look up if there's something wrong with your area.
The mule has docked. Initiating launch sequence.
Oh no, because you need to have a ship before you even move there.
Extraction commencing. Good work.
Put a virus on a computer, boy. Put a virus on a computer. Yeah, it's just Windows 10 update. Put a virus. Fuck you.
Is that a reference, sorry?
Oh well, it's a reference to a green text. So yeah.
Drop pod
Elon Musk says terms like cisgender and cis are now considered slurs on Twitter. Not be tolerated. Okay. Okay.
I trust that report.
I don't not.
Alright.
A narco supplement. Maybe they can find that thing. It seems like they used AI to make the intro for Secret Invasion.
The what?
The intro, like the opening, like credits, like sequence. The show.
In what?
Secret Invasion.
Oh.
Yeah. Did I select? Oh yeah, okay, this is perfect actually. It probably won't yield
Wait,
a dreadnought.
is that out today?
Meteorite. Yeah.
Oh.
And I realised, like, obviously I have like, I think I watch something particular every Friday now, and it used to be sort of like whatever the series is currently going on. But I've realised I've got to. It's gonna be Mission Impossible. Then I'm gonna watch. Hold on, I knew, and now it's gone. I realised that it's probably just. I don't. I mean, I'm interested, but I don't care that much. So I'm probably just gonna watch it on the day. I think that's fine. Which is today, which is Wednesdays. It used to be Friday, which worked out because I won't have to wait. I mean, I don't have to wait if I just watch it on the day now, but. Oh god. Manual guide's cut off. Already used it. Let's change that. There's no way this is a valuable build. Yeah. Easy to make again though. Okay, menu guidance cut off. What the fuck do we do with that? Nitroglycerin? Probably not. Much damage is possible, I guess. Increased turn rate should actually help with nitroglycerin.
Really big guns.
Kind of. Want basically the best secondary. Although this is a dreadnought. Maybe this will be all okay. Maybe.
Let's get this mission rolling.
Drop sequence initiating.
Been comfortably switched.
That's cute.
Oh, that's not like your
Boys
other
fighting for
looks.
me. We rock.
What?
Not you, yes, Megalord.
That makes sense.
You changed an engineer. It's not the same. It's not the same look as the other guys.
We're all gonna die!
Stop your whining. You're making my ears hurt.
Lock and load, lad.
Scanners have picked up a glyphid dreadnought cocoon cluster, so we're sending you in to take care of it. Take those big bastards out before they force us to shut
Just
down
looked up,
operations.
and I'm not sure how much you should say about this. But my internet provider, the website, and it loads up, and it's like ultra reliable, full fiber, £27, and I'm like fairly confident that that's what we've got because the picture is the thing that we have downstairs.
But I do think it might be the heat.
Yeah.
As in of your house, and that's your mother's fault. That's your mother's fault.
Well, the heating's not on. The heating hasn't been on since the heat started. It's just so fucking
okay.
hot. And we can't open any of the
Actually,
windows
okay,
anymore because
fix
it cancel
that part.
themselves out.
It's that as well. Yeah. Well, just throw themselves out.
But in all fairness, it's shit even in not that, right? Like, it's still unreliable often.
Up, and away!
It's just, like, definitely unusable during the summer.
I need ground control.
Either way, it's like... Yeah, it's gonna... Bam.
It doesn't make any
There must be a brute nexus here. Past your expiration date.
Maybe this just isn't the environment people usually use manual cut off in. I don't know. Not that it has many defenders, but they are out there.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm gonna miss this part. I don't know what they said though.
What's that smell? All right.
Depositing minerals.
Okay, both turrets. Who's a poser? Elon.
Born ready. I know the way.
I don't like him, so what do you want? Nothing is off limits in this chat. Elon's mercy. Just like barrel vision. Oh, you bitch. You son of a... You son of a gun. You son of a bitch.
Oh, I'm not disconnected anymore.
I know. Probably because you were looking up like internet stuff. And it's like, oh no, he's about to switch. We need to make. Can't have him switch.
Turn up the power.
Yeah. Let's redirect some energy.
Yeah. Well, it actually did a funky thing. It basically said how like the speed of the Wi-Fi is often out of its own hands. And that you need to kind of be near like a telephone line.
Jesus
Like the
Christ.
distance of that depends. And like the wiring inside your house and stuff like that. So there's probably a good chance that it's just shoddy wiring inside the house. But once
Hold on
again,
a
it wasn't
sec.
exactly
Hold on,
great in
I
the
need to-
previous house. What am I holding on?
Oh, yeah, that's what the door. I know who it's the door. It's my hairdresser. And I was just sitting and my dad would open the door.
And
Most
did he?
90. Yeah, yes now, but yet not twice.
Yes, I took out the lady for no good reason.
I mean, look, if I'm not going to get a meteorite, I'm not going to get a meteorite. I will,
Yeah.
so I'll probably cash in the checks in just a moment.
Is that a final season 3 retrospective thing or
Holy shit, there's a meteorite that's landing me.
big one?
Up, team.
Yeah,
Meteor is about to impact your
I'd be
area.
angry if it
that's
wasn't.
pretty funny.
Impact zone immediately.
Wait, where'd it go?
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's up there. So this season's cosmetics right now, what season 4 it is, are all Rockpox infection-y looking. Oh, no, not all of them.
With me!
Oh.
Requesting rock cracker package.
Stand by to receive Rock Cracker package.
What? What the hell? Oh. What on earth?
My poor people.
What's gonna happen when this season ends? What do you mean?
Flares. Recharging.
What? Gonna change to the next one, I guess. I mean, do you mean season 4? Or do you mean this? Oh, I'm playing right now. What the hell?
Stand your ground. Give no quarter.
Next round is on rockin' stone.
Damn.
It burns.
No,
It
no,
burns.
please.
Born
You want?
ready.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, that's fine. I think. I hope. Don't have much hair though.
Jackhammer in place. Now!
Bro, what are you doing?
I ordered a resupply.
Hang in there. Supplies are on the way.
Resupply pod is here. Everybody collect ammunition.
Oh,
Come and get me, you big fuck. Getting more ammo.
green. You can start them up when ready.
Weapon ready.
Rock Cracker is hammering away.
Stay alert. The noise is bound to attract unwanted attention.
I still can't believe you get a hairdresser to come to your house.
Neither can I.
Most privileged white shit I've ever had. You don't even have to leave your house to get a professional haircut. I had the word professional because, I mean, you can cut your own hair. Which I do whenever I
Clear
can.
out whatever's banging on that rock cracker. You need to keep all rock
Well,
crackers running. This is not currently the case. Get on it.
Bourgeois.
ASAP.
Whoa. I don't know about that.
All rock crackers are green. Let's keep them that way.
I do.
What do you know? What do you know about that?
Getting supplied.
I know you're
You know you love it.
stinky, filthy capitalist.
He's a filthy, stinking capitalist who needs to die screaming.
Haha. Funny joke,
Meet your maker, Craig.
right?
What?
Alert.
So
The
that was
rock crackers are under
a joke. You're not actually gonna.
Well done. All that's left is to deposit
Actually
the
gonna-
core samples.
Yeah, are you?
Do what?
You're not gonna do it, are you?
This isn't anything.
You know, it.
Oh, oh my goodness. Fake art's tumbling down the hill.
Positive.
This is
All
most
fake arts
absurd.
collected. R&D will have their hands full tonight.
Just looked up. You know, you can look at like flares specifically in Reddit's.
Yeah.
I just looked up the art slash fan art thingy in the RoboQuest Reddit, and it's the only thing that has been used on that was the Reddit mod posting a Minecraft bot he made to test the auto mod.
Okay.
There's not a single bit of art slash fan art on it. I also find the fact that he built something in Minecraft really funny.
Get your attention. Bring the pain. Yeah. Some sugar.
Oh, right.
Feeling much better now.
5 months ago.
Yeah.
That's getting to. Oh my goodness! Actually,
Die! I got the Praetorian. I was born ready.
Platform.
I need a beef. You can't stop me.
Ready to use.
Stay.
I made a platform.
Anyway, sorry, Scoot. I mean, that's a comment was a while ago, but I didn't understand it, so I didn't read it. What do you mean by that? The uninspired podcast. What do you mean by that? Scoot, I literally don't understand. I don't understand how two things like relate to each other. I was talking about the cosmetics this season, like the robot proxy. What's going to happen when the season ends? Like, what? I feel stupid, but I really just don't. I have no idea what you're trying to say. Or ask, even. I guess. Yeah, ask. What the fuck am I doing?
Never felt better. I've got a zip line ready here. Molly is on the way.
Oh dear. Ugh. Oh, it's not cold. I'm really sneezing. Yo.
Follow me. Deep Rock seriously need to invest in some
Let's just
better
go. Let's just do it.
Secondary objective completed. Make it home to collect your bonus.
White basket.
This is called a white basket.
I found a maggot. Don't step on it. Maggot.
Maggot. But nothing but maggoty bread for 3 stinking days. Yeah. Oh, we have some meat. Right then. They're fresh. What are the legs? There he goes. Oh, they do look tasty. What is going on up here?
Never felt better.
Yeah, I know where the actual helmet is.
Damn flares could need an upgrade. Oh, I've got the location of the rest of the equipment.
I'm gonna run, I'm gonna run, I'm gonna run, I'm gonna run.
platform up.
Yeah.
Where is that damn mule?
One platform ready to use.
Time to pay Molly a visit.
I guess we should probably see you in it soon, right?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
seen some spare
Everything's been done apart from
Just saying.
So I think we should
Funny.
probably wrap it up with an overall thoughts of season.
Really,
I mean, I think.
really,
Oh, okay, we won't then.
really. You mean is that not podcast topic? I mean, it is.
It
Sorry,
is,
but not
but
maybe not right
I think-
now. There might be
Well,
retrospectives at certain points. I don't know when.
Yeah.
Maybe in a less intense period actually makes more
Get
sense.
this home safely,
Sure.
will you, Molly?
Sure.
All in all, it feels like it went by at a reasonable speed.
It only feels like that because we're about to get season 4.
Yes, yeah. Because it is always when you don't know when the next season's coming, but you know the current season's gone on for too long. That's when the game feels like it's worse.
Yep. And season 3 went on for so long that period
Launching now.
there was time for it to really settle and feel like we weren't ever going to get out of it. Not that we
it
thought that,
genuinely-
didn't think that, but it felt that way.
Yeah, during season 3, Deep Rock didn't feel like a live service game.
Yeah.
It felt like a done game. Like, it
Or a
literally-
left game. Left.
Yeah, like
Almost.
it felt like, okay, this is it. This is the content. This is Deep Rock Galactic. Cool. Obviously, we knew that wasn't the case. We didn't for a second think it. But if we weren't thinking about, the fact that there is an update down the line, it just felt like that's it. I mean, it's like 7.5 months of,
I was born ready.
not much. And well, obviously that's not quite true either. We had a lot of holiday event focus.
But that was honestly
this
only
season.
kind of interesting the first time around, which was actually Oktoberfest.
Christmas?
Oh, Oktoberfest.
Right.
I mean, Christmas is a little bit different too. But then we just then we figured out we knew what they were doing. And it was just like, okay, we know that this is going to be a thing now in all of the events. So, where's season 4?
Yeah.
I think as soon as and in Christmas, even I had some complaints about. We kind of had some complaints even about Christmas.
Good work, team.
Or at least I did. And I can't remember what they were.
Yeah, they went too far.
I guess there's that. The pickaxe was good. The
Loaded.
ice pickaxe was actually good. To be honest.
Sure, but that doesn't mean we need all of it. They could have just done the pickaxe.
Yeah, and it was worth. Well, I think that's just a cool pickaxe set. Probably
Ready to kill some more crepes.
definitely the best idea for one. I mean, I wouldn't say there's a really great concept when it comes to pickaxe sets. It's easily the most
Like a
transformative.
creepy wood
Yeah,
pickaxe.
yeah. I know, but they don't
Like a
have stuff like
scythe.
that. It's all just sort of like random, slightly different nonsense.
Scythe stuff.
Yeah, the ice pickaxe is easily well, it's not actually the best. It's not always like what you want a free pickaxe to be, but it was a good move.
Yeah, but I don't know. Yeah,
But that felt
ultimately,
even stranger because season 3 was already like. Well, I guess that was a different time actually. I guess maybe Easter felt a little bit weird because Easter was around when season 2 launched. And it's like when we got to Easter, season 4 wasn't even really being talked about at all. And yeah, we're getting another new double XP or double performance point event. This seems a bit, just a bit ass backwards to be honest. By that point,
the amount of double XPs for the amount of length of the season was a bit goofy. Considering, their seasons are not made to last that long.
no.
They're not like, I'm gonna round it up, 8 months worth of season. They're like about 6 months, I guess. Because normally I just about do it. Like, I play a reasonable amount every week, I think. And normally I get around 110, 120, I think. Obviously this season I got 200.
Yeah, which is like that is exponentially more though. not just.
Yeah, time times by
it
the
wasn't literally
amount of
double
double
them.
XPs.
Oh, and there was that. Yeah, exactly. Play more. Yeah, all of that's crap. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. It's
Yeah, season 3 was a really weird time for the game where it sort of felt like it was it felt like it should have been building towards something, but clearly
it
wasn't.
ultimately
At least the next
didn't.
thing was it was not the next
Well, because
thing.
people just assumed that the hiatus meant something big's coming, and they still think that, right? There are people right now that believe that season 4 wasn't their entire arc, and that there's still something chugging through the works behind. And while yes, technically that might be possible, they have shown no real signs of that being the case. They often seem to put 100% into what they're doing right now, not knowing what's coming next season. So how can they be planning it, right? It's I don't see much credibility there, but yeah, I mean it's what season 3 did. You know, people assume that you don't add any content to a game that normally regularly gets content for a long time, that it's going to be a big drop, like with RoboQuest right now, right? Like they got pretty reasonable things, pretty reasonably quick, and now they're like not done any for a very long time, but it's going to be a huge drop, like tons of shit. But that is not what season 4 is. It is not a huge drop of tons of things. It is a good update with good content, but ultimately
Deep Rock's had a lot of
not worth
huge
the wait.
content drops though. That's the thing. It's just like
Exactly,
how many can
yeah,
you really do over the course of a game's lifetime? How many games
Yeah,
actually get like
like-
more than like a dozen massive content drops?
Yeah, but they've done multiple massive content drops at a significantly less time. Yeah, and it's
Yeah,
just,
well, I think there's like literally like an almost endless list of reasons why. I
Yeah.
think if you want to take season 4 specifically, then holiday events are the main thing. If you want to just go in general, the longer the game exists, the more that gets added, the harder it gets to add more things. Also, well, I thought there was more than that. I mean, a big one I think is just I think they're just not as off the walls. I think they're working at a very like consistent pace now. Instead of like, I don't think they're on crack anymore. I think what we were used to was not what we should have been used to. They used to be like crazy, and I just think they're not crazy anymore. I think they've just settled down a bit. I think they care just as much, but I think they've just settled down. I don't think
it
they're
feels
fucking
like
busting their balls.
they used to add content where it was like, Coral Tyrant Weed, huge plant boss, add it, boom. Like it feels like, and that was like essentially it. And they just added it like almost immediately. I mean, obviously, probably more. They still planned it, designed it, all that stuff. But it was like pretty instinctually. But it feels like now they really think like should we do this? How do we do this? What will this occur to everything that's in the game?
There's
What does
much
it mean
more
for the future? Although I
consideration.
don't think they really think that. But
Well,
yeah,
I think they do think about the
spend a
future in
lot more
regards to what
times-
effects something that adding will have.
Yeah.
I think they do. I think they consider things much more now as well because the game's not as much of just like a. And also, I've just cashed in all my checks. I'm at. I went. Yeah, I crossed 4 million. I think I got about 200,000 from that. I don't know. Anyway, shit. What the fuck was I saying? Anyway, yeah, I just think they consider things a lot more because it's not the game isn't so much of a canvas anymore for them to just paint the ideas onto. You know, it used to just be much more of a blank slate. It used to be much more unfinished, so they could just sort of douse it with whatever they felt like. It was really like the cycle of like updates up to season 1 was a combination of like big like foundational like huge content drops and also just random stuff.
Yeah.
And it was really cool. And I think there's a very clear reason why that went away. I think there's a very good reason why that went away because you can't be as random anymore. At the same time, there is a certain amount of inconsistency here that is actually more. The unpredictability of seasons is more of it is being felt in a bad way, whereas before the unpredictability was almost exciting. Now it's a bit more tiresome for a lot of people. And I think, as much as I think they're doing good work, I do still hold, in general, that the gap between season 3 and 4 was pretty unacceptable, frankly. You can't really go that long, especially without an explanation. It's like I'm not saying they owe us. Well, actually, sorry.
No,
I forget that I do actually subscribe to the belief that to an extent they owe, but I also believe that it's not one-sided. I just believe that they have a responsibility to their product and themselves, and that extends to being a responsibility to the players at the same time. Yeah, that's why I don't just give them a free pass, because I think that they have a duty to their own art, basically. Yeah, and that long of a gap is kind of insane, and I think it's still a problem that they don't feel the need to address it. I think they have a real aversion to addressing things, because that is almost not necessarily a sign of weakness, but like addressing things and apologizing is more of a trend of poor studios. It's like a AAA thing.
Well, I think
it's like a bad
once
omen.
again,
It's means, but it's also it isn't inherently, especially.
I genuinely no. I think it's not a matter of them being averse to it. I think they're just inexperienced. Like, they have never had to confront and apologize for shit beforehand. Only in the last year, well, I guess seasons, which I guess is about 2 years now, they have actually had things worth confessing about. Like saying, yeah, it didn't exactly go to plan, or yeah, we understand your concerns about that, stuff like that. They've never had to say shit like that before, really. Like, people just kind of they just went with it, right? Like, when they added overclocks, it was like, yeah, beers, yeah, like all shit like that. Like, fucking core lock, yeah. I mean, everyone fucking probably hated the core lock. Like, sometimes can be a real pain in the ass, but people just sucked it up back then, as well, in all fairness.
Yeah.
But now the community is a lot more vocal. There's a lot more people looking at the content added, and the content is coming out slower, which has raised the standards and expectations of everyone, and so they're getting a little bit more criticism than they used to.
Yeah, the problem is it's a real big problem that obviously these gaps are obviously very long and very felt, but it's an even bigger problem that they're not paying off as well, right? It's something that it sounds like it's a part of it, but it is a separate thing. Obviously a long wait can be felt and can be negative, but it gets even worse once you realise the wait is not actually justified, really. Basically, it's almost it's a twofold negativity.
We defend this season, I would say, more than some people do.
I probably will, but I'm not defending the wait.
I would actually genuinely go full White Knight and defend them if this season took 6 months, maybe 5. If we only had to wait 5 to 6 months, I'd be like, this has been a fine.
If it was 5 months,
this will be...
If it was 5 months, I'd be angry at people who were angry. I think.
Yeah.
Because obviously,
honestly...
from a AAA perspective, people who've come from AAA games with really consistent updates and seasons and whatnot, they might still be a bit that's 5 months is quite a long time. But I think as a Deep Rock player, they got this what we're getting tomorrow out in 5 months. I'd be over the fucking moon. I'd be over the
because once again, this feels like an update, right? Not a season. This really does feel like a core update of the stuff they used to add, with the new layer of them improved skill and detail. And I mean that kind of literally. The new enemies are full of detail. Compare that to the Glyphid Grunt, and you can fucking see daylight, difference.
Don't diss the Glyphid Grunt, Tyler, please.
I'm saying it's a bland piece of cardboard. There's a reason why the old models can easily be made into plushies, and why no one would fucking dare make a Stingtail plushie.
I think the Septic Spreader could easily be a plushie.
Yeah, in all fairness, Septic Spreader is pretty simple.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't know. It's just I've forgotten where this sentence was even going. Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't 7.5 months. It simply wasn't, and it wasn't. But the wait was still 7.5 months. It wasn't 7.5 months worth of work, which I think is fair.
when I think about
'cause
it, almost
if it took them that long to do that, I would have been a bit disappointed. Like, come on, Ghost Ship, what's going on?
they're
But
sort
I
of in a
know
weird
that wasn't the
position
case.
where obviously what you get is correct to how much work they put in, but there's this weird discrepancy, and it seems to be happening. Like, it seems to have happened like every time. It seems to have happened with literally every season, and that there's a disparity between the amount of time that they put in and the amount of time that people waited. It feels like it's happened every time. Even if you could even go season 1 represents the that as well, just in like completely on the other side of the coin, in that that's a huge amount, like an insane amount of content that came way sooner than it should have, even in comparison to previous Deep Rock updates before it. And then season 2 came out quite quick, but that's because they were just riding the high of making the new weapons.
And I think quick is quite a generous term.
It is a generous term as well. And then season 3 would have been it was okay, but it was actually a bit less. It was less than 6 months worth of work because it was forced to come out after the summer break. And the summer break was a big factor in how long season 3 took to come out. But season 3 was probably only about 4 months worth of work. And it probably would have come out about 5 months after season 2 if it wasn't for the summer break. And it would have been like, if season 3 came out in like September or even early October, it would have actually been really good, I think. But there was still something that got in the way. And then season 4, you know, I mean, it's kind of weird to factor in breaks, but you also have to, because it's clearly is a factor. And you factor in the Christmas break, and you also factor in the amount of work they were doing on holiday events, and maybe even a bit more on the anniversary specifically as well. And suddenly season 4's got a lot of roadblocks, and you know, I don't see any reason for season 5 to get pushed, like for it to be a longer gap. At the same time, I don't see the reason for there to not once again be that weird disparity between the amount of time they put in and the amount of time waited. Like, it might happen again because of the summer break, for example.
We're looking at them. As soon as these patches coming out, they're probably going to have a month break, right?
Yeah.
Like, that is the norm for them, and I think that will be something slightly worrying if we see a change in that. Like, genuinely, as much as I assume a lot of other people would think that maybe they shouldn't have a break and maybe they buckle down this season and try and get things back.
Well, obviously Todd is disconnected. I'm going to keep it recording now in case he's still capable of continuing that conversation when he gets back. I'm going to keep streaming, I'm just saying. But I'm also on a bit of a limited time at the moment anyway. I'm probably going to have to go for a haircut soon. Very soon.
As I was
saying,
saying, what was I saying?
I don't know.
Let me try and hear me.
I'm going to do that as well. Maybe you should do that.
Alright. Yeah. Basically, it's a pretty big warning sign if they don't take their break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why,
Yeah.
why would they not?
Because, like...
yeah. Yeah.
Because that's the thing. It is then at that point in time, it is them prioritizing the players' needs over their own lives, essentially, at that point, right?
Yeah.
And that is not the kind of environment that we would want them to go through.
Basically,
it's not right.
Ghost Ship as a company are not expanding at the same rate as the game is, even close.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the more the game grows, the more of an expectation there is. It's like almost popularity almost breeds like a AAA mentality towards the game, almost. That isn't right for it, basically. And if that keeps going, that keeps getting worse as well. The expectations are going to get higher, and they are going to get unfair for Ghost Ship. They almost are, in fact, I think. Almost.
I'm not I'm trying to pull... actually, I guess I've found one, but like small indie live service games. That's like...
it's really... the Deep Rock really is an anomaly in a lot of ways. In that sense.
Yeah. Like, and not in a good way. In that, like, this is a bad venture with like Deep Rock's going to be one of the first people to experience like, can indie companies withstand the live service pressure of like a AAA game, right?
I don't think they could withstand true AAA expectations. I think in general Deep Rock spread a certain kindness from its community that does allow for certain things.
Yeah, luckily
this is not true because AAA game, like AAA franchise fans are vicious. You know, Deep Rock fans are not like AAA game fans in general at all, not even close. So, but the game is getting closer to being that size. It's bigger than most AAA games at the moment. Obviously this is actually not unusual. Obviously, like for example, Terraria. I mean, obviously they have quite a lot of money and resources, but they're still not. Are they a AAA developer? I don't know. But the point is, Deep Rock is a much smaller team on a game that is much more popular than a lot of games that have much more resources, basically.
Yeah, and that's not incredibly unusual. Like there are lots of small indie teams that make a game and that game blows up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like that's fair, but those games are not often live service.
No.
Right. They are often one and done. Small teams got that game out of the way, and they might release some DLCs, right? And then players will just play the DLCs when they can. I think this is one of the only real examples I can think of a small indie team having to withhold the constant pressure to do that, because they are fighting up against like your Overwatch 2s, which obviously spiritually it's winning, but like your Overwatch 2 releases a new season every 2 months.
Yeah.
And probably adds more content.
Which is excessive,
than
arguably. Which is excessive.
I mean, I won't get into details, but yeah, every 2 months. I think Apex is like every 3 months, maybe 4. I'm pretty sure it's 3. Siege is every 3. And those zones they probably add more than people do. Kind of, probably also not. But yeah, it's finicky. It's hard that we players have to really temper our expectations, and that obviously we struggled with that, and obviously a lot of other YouTubers are doing that at the moment. In the Shadow Hacksaw in this video bringed up, the thing that we all talked about ages ago being that if you just look at the numbers of the time it takes for them to release content, and the content that they add, the numbers keep going up, but the content kind of stays the same number. Like quality really, and so that's kind of like sus, and obviously you pointed that out. And I think this is like something that we tempered our expectations back then, but it's changed. We need to re-temper them, it seems. And obviously I think we have. That's what we went through.
Yeah.
And why we are a little bit more accepting to the fact that this season's been ridiculously long. We're not an advocate of it, but we accept it. Yeah.
I mean, I do wonder if, like, I don't know, it just... I'm not saying it's not working, but at the same time, in a lot of ways, it isn't. I do not know how specific Deep Rock's recent success is to the fact that they're doing seasons. I don't know. As in, I don't think it has anything to do with the content. I think it might just be because they're doing seasons. At the same time,
Yeah.
I think from as like a success, like from a business standpoint, I think it is working. But I think for them it might not be. Almost there's a chance that it might not be working for them internally, even if it's working for them from a business perspective. You know,
Thing is,
the formula might not be what they might not actually be comfortable with now that they've got a formula, because they're clearly still not capable of delivering on consistent weights, but they're still delivering on relatively the same content every time they update now, kind of. Or it's in part it's always the same. There's more of a formula, and I get the feeling there's a chance that it doesn't work for them, even if it's working for the game. I don't know. That could be something.
The thing is that this season is a slight testament to this, in that like when they did seasons, it didn't have to be anything more than a season pass.
Yeah,
they could have continued as they were with the season pass, because it is only the season pass is the like 99% of the reason why they did it in the first place. I'm pretty sure it's what they said, right? It was they needed a system that keeps people playing after they add content. They add the content, people love it, they stop playing the game within a week.
But did season 2 and 3 didn't season 2 and 4, did they not prove that it's like or did season 1 and 3 not prove that it's like the big new ideas that actually
and I think
help?
that's the thing, is that the grand themes and new identifying content and that kind of thing, that stuff gets new players in, which I don't even think was an intended effect, to be honest with you. Like because they never really they didn't plan on rivals, obviously, did they? No, it was going to be originally like a ruins, like the game mode, which all the rivals sent those. I mean, they might have planned on the ruins being the season theme and all that stuff, but a giant new faction kind of just occurred, right? Like, it wasn't an intentional plan, at least from what it seemed.
Yeah, and you think maybe they thought something that's unintentional has almost become part of the formula, maybe.
Yeah,
and that's not inherently really a good thing.
Yeah, they can't really deny the effects of season 1, what it did for its player base. Absolutely skyrocketed during the season, and then it maintained a plateau higher, which that plateau, like a higher plateau, is thanks to the pass. That is the pass working. Yes. The season pass should always be a part of the game from now on.
Found out what you put in. Hi. Yeah. Panel. Have to go. Okay. I don't know what to say. I can. I'll get to you sooner if you go now. Much easier when people just leave me be. No, because I was about. I don't know. I could easily stop, but then they're like, what are you gonna do? It's just like, I'm gonna stop, but you're just fucking standing there. I don't want to talk to you right now. I want to finish this up. But for some reason, I sort of have like an autistic block to actually just explaining that, though, to be fair. But that's what I'm thinking. But at the same time, I didn't want to break your stride. I didn't want to break.
No,
it
it's
kind
fine.
of annoyed me. Yeah, but you probably wouldn't have stopped if you weren't stopped.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's fine.
But it doesn't mean I won't start again at some point.
Oh god, well, you can't. You can't.
No, not right now, obviously. But
I was even planning. I mean, I did kind of forget. Like, I was probably gonna have to go in like a minute. But to be fair, I'm thinking could like go back and record this, because what I should have done is been recording from the moment we were like give our season 3 retrospective.
Yeah, which ended up not being that like a talk.
I can
just
still
talked
do
about
that.
it.
I could
Yeah.
record it, and that could even cut out that time disconnected as well. I might do that. Maybe. Then we can sort of put that out as something, possibly.
One of the real
Either way,
off videos.
obviously I do have to go.
Yeah.
And thank you, because this was a great stream. We got up to 12 viewers actually at one point. And we even had like about 9 when we was having that discussion just now, which is pretty significant.
It's kind of wild that, you know, yeah. I mean, it started strong. Like, I already saw like 6 people there like immediately, and they just kind of stick around and all. Like, you know, the streams don't really seem to die anymore, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, sometimes they do. It's
Yeah.
not that consistent. Whatever. In this hole.